The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The Office of the Prime Minister defending the size of salary increases for public servants. Air and sea arrivals up as the government says it's making progress on $500 million in airport works across the country. And in our history series, we are talking about the influences on Junkanoo. How we got to where we are today. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, November 28th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Ricardo Wells will be joining us. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, defending the increase in salaries that was given to more than 17,000 civil servants this week. His comments coming after Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson called the long-promised increase crumbs. Ramming saying that the questions that have been raised with respect to the size and timing of the proposal of the payouts can't be answered in isolation. He said, quote, to properly understand the government's commitment to equity within the public sector, salary adjustments over the last 4 years had to be considered, as well as the objectives of the exercise. He said a decision was made to start with senior and middle managers, as they had the widest discrepancy with respect to salaries. On a percentage basis, he says the lower-level staff benefited the most, though, from the increases as fixed increments were provided. He said this is the first government to initiate salary review exercises in over 20 years. We're learning a little more about the agreement between Sarkis's Merlions BML Properties and CCA, the settlement, as part of the agreement to resolve its legal dispute over the construction of the Bahamar Resort. BML Properties is dropping all claims in the United States and the Bahamas against CCA Construction Incorporated, CCA Bahamas Limited, CSCEC Bahamas Limited, and their respective affiliates. CCA said this was without any admission of liability on CCA's part. It said the agreement is subject to approval by the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in New Jersey, which CCA hopes to obtain in the coming days. Deputy Director General in the Ministry of Tourism and Director of Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer, says that there is more than $500 million worth of airport work underway in the pipeline across the country, as he noted an increase in air and sea arrivals. Much of this in part due to the Davis administration's Family Island Airport Renaissance project, which aims to expand and upgrade airports in various islands. Romer saying that at the end of October, compared to the same period in 2024, they're reflecting at least a 9.5% overall improvement in both air and sea arrivals. He said Grand Bahama has seen a 22% increase in stopover arrivals this year and a 14% increase compared to 2019. It's also saying that Abaco is trending well ahead in terms of the overall recovery, 6.4% compared to where they were at the same period in 2024. Romer's assuring that an announcement is on the way with respect to the Grand Bahama Airport, which suffered catastrophic damage during Hurricane Dorian and is yet to be restored to its pre-storm condition. Romer says there have also been active discussions with major airlines about Grand Bahama's airport serving as a hub for cargo operations. As it relates to Abaco, Romer says there will soon be an announcement regarding plans for Treasure Keys Airport and that renovations are underway at Leonard Thompson Airport in Marsh Harbor. Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump vowing to permanently pause migration from poorer nations in a blistering late-night anti-immigrant screed posted on social media. The extended rant coming in the wake of the Wednesday shooting of 2 National Guard members who were deployed to patrol Washington, D.C. under Trump's orders, one of whom died shortly after the president spoke to U.S. troops by video on Thursday evening. A 29-year-old Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges for the shooting. The suspect emigrated as part of a program to resettle those who had helped American troops after U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Trump posting on his Truth Social platform, quote, "Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long." Trump's threat to stop immigration would be a serious blow to a nation that has long defined itself as welcoming immigrants. Elected on a promise to crack down on illegal migration, Trump's raids and deportations have disrupted communities across the U.S. The president saying on Truth Social that, quote, "Most foreign-born U.S. residents are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels." And he blamed them for crime across the U.S. that is predominantly committed by U.S. citizens. The perception that immigration breeds crime continues to falter under the weight of the evidence, according to a review of academic literature last year in the Annual Review of Criminology. And Hong Kong firefighters finding dozens more bodies today in an intensive apartment-by-apartment search of a high-rise complex where a massive fire engulfed 7 buildings. The death toll in one of Hong Kong's deadliest blazes now up to 128, and many remain unaccounted for. First responders found that some fire alarms in the complex, which housed many older people, did not sound when tested. Meanwhile, the Anti-Corruption Agency has said it's investigating possible corruption relating to a renovation project at the complex. The blaze jumped rapidly from one building to the next as bamboo scaffolding covered in netting and foam panels, apparently installed by a construction company, caught fire. On Friday, crews prioritized apartments from which they had received emergency calls during the blaze, but were unable to reach in the hours that the fire burned out of control. Even 2 days after the fire began, smoke continues to drift out of the charred skeletons of the buildings from the occasional flare-up. And Israeli forces in southern Syria raiding a village and opening fire when they were confronted by residents today, killing at least 10. It says Israel fights on a number of fronts while the shaky ceasefire in Gaza moves forward. Syria's foreign ministry saying in a statement today that the attack was a horrific massacre and said women and children were among those killed. The Syrian state news agency said Israeli forces entered the village aiming to detain local men and opened heavy fire after protests by residents. Dozens of families fled the area. Israel saying today it conducted an operation following intelligence information to apprehend suspects from an Islamic group operating in Beit Jin to attack Israeli civilians. During the raid, several militants fired at Israeli troops, injuring half a dozen soldiers who were evacuated to a hospital, according to the Israeli military. And Amanda Duran Garcia supports herself and her 74-year-old mother with roughly $7 that she earns from selling soft drinks, chips, and gum. Her 4 adult children are out of the house, and she says she has little faith in the winner of Sunday's presidential election in Honduras will generate tangible changes. The homicide and unemployment rates have both improved during the past 4 years under outgoing President Xiomara Castro. Even the International Monetary Fund applauded her administration's fiscal responsibility, but whether voters will reward Castro's handpicked successor from the Democratic Socialist Libre Party for that incremental progress remains an open question. After 12 years of the Conservative National Party, whose last president, Juan Orlando Hernandez, is serving a prison sentence in the U.S., and now 4 years of Castro's Democratic Socialist Libre, Hondurans have tried both ends of the political spectrum, and neither has satisfied their basic demands for jobs and safety. So it remains to be seen what happens on Sunday. In sports, with the Bahamas' senior men's national basketball team gearing up for the opening phase of their road to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, the Island Luck Cares Foundation donating $15,000 to the Bahamas Basketball Federation ahead of the first window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. Team Bahamas will begin its campaign with a home and away series against Canada starting tonight at 8 p.m. at Kendall Isaacs Gym. The money donated by IL Cares Foundation intended to assist with team preparation, logistics, and the venue for the World Cup qualification window. Day 4 of the International Tennis Federation's J30 Kumbe Splash Tournament saw junior tennis ace Patrick McTaggart bow out of the singles main draw with a loss in the quarterfinals at the National Tennis Center Thursday. McTaggart was the last remaining Bahamian in the competition, and he went head-to-head with the Canadian in the boys' singles quarterfinals in the main draw. The Bahamian competitor bringing the intensity in a 3-set showdown, taking the first set 6-4, with his opponent returning the favor in set 2 with a 6-4 victory. McTaggart fought tooth and nail in the final set. The Canadian took down the home competitor 6-4 in set 3 to advance to the men's semifinals. And 3-time Olympic medalist and Golden Girl Debbie Ferguson-McKenzie, serving as assistant coach at the University of Kentucky, now returning home and is sharing her athletics expertise with the Redline Athletics Track Club as a sprints coach. Ferguson-McKenzie, one of the most revered athletes in the country's track and field history. Before a return to home soil, she served as an assistant coach for the University of Kentucky track and field team beginning in 2018. Read more about what her future with Redline coaching staff is going to look like in today's Guardian Sports section. Plenty of NFL action on Thanksgiving in the U.S. and the Dallas Cowboys overcoming Patrick Mahomes' fourth down magic with a 31-28 win over the Chiefs. The Green Bay Packers getting a 31-24 win over the Detroit Lions. And the Bengals getting a 32-14 win over the Baltimore Ravens. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, brought to you by Star General, a near gale warning is in effect for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Near gale force winds expected over these areas beginning late tonight and for the next couple of days. We've got a cold front that is moving through, generating scattered showers today, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas as it gradually pushes southeastwards. Meanwhile, strong high pressure is building across the northern islands behind the front, accompanied by a dry air mass supporting stable conditions and fresh to strong breezes. More on that cold front coming up in a bit. But for today, there's a high risk of rip currents across all areas. Beachgoers and swimmers should stay on shore, especially in the northern and northwest Bahamas. There is a marginal threat of coastal flooding along Atlantic exposures in the northern and northwestern islands due to possible overtopping waves and sea spray. Motorists are urged to exercise caution along all coastal roads. Your forecast for today: for the extreme northern islands, including Grand Bahama, partly cloudy to cloudy with a 10% chance of a light stray shower. Winds north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots. For the northwest and central Bahamas, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy to overcast in some parts. A 20% chance of isolated showers for the northwestern islands, but a 30 to 40% chance of showers with isolated thunderstorms for the central islands. Winds north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots for the northwestern islands, northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots for the central Bahamas. And in the southeast Bahamas today, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight, a 20% chance of isolated showers. Winds east-southeast at 15 knots. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s for the northern half of the country and the central Bahamas, around 25, 26 Celsius. Highs in the mid-80s for the southeastern islands, around 29 Celsius today. Overnight lows in the low to mid 70s for the northern half of the country and the upper 70s for the southeast Bahamas. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100. The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Explore a beautifully preserved 1930s Bahamian colonial home on William and Shirley Street, filled with antiques, collectibles, rare coins, stamps, furniture, vinyl records, and pieces from the Windsor Hotel. Join our private auction Friday, December 5th, 1 to 5 p.m. Register for $50 at bahamasliquidation.com or WhatsApp 557-2522. Enjoy early catalogue access, complimentary drinks, and a private house tour. Then don't miss the free public auction Saturday, December 6th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Card payment only. Delivery available for both events. Register now. Baker's Estate Auction. Preserving the past, one treasure at a time.
This Christmas, Everybody Wins Live is giving you a chance to win a gift of a lifetime. A brand new, fully deeded home. From November 21st to December 26th, every time you play $10 or more, you're one step closer to the keys to your future home. More play means more entries and more chances to win big. Play in-store or online today. This holiday, go beyond winning. Go home for the holidays, only with Everybody Wins Live. Remember to game responsibly.
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. Leave them right here under the tree for
Santa or for CIBC Caribbean.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. Leave them right here under the tree for
Santa or for CIBC Caribbean.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Cool down with the latest Frosty flavors at Wendy's. Savor the Caramel Crunch Frosty, which combines a creamy texture with a satisfying toffee nut crunch. Or indulge in the fresh and tangy taste of the Lemon Cake Frosty. Or enjoy the sweet and chocolatey goodness of the Cookies and Cream Frosty. These new Frosties are only here for a good time, not a long time. So head to your nearest Wendy's and grab your favorite flavor today. Gotta be chili, gotta be frosty.
Join the Bahamas Heart Association for its inaugural golf tournament, proudly presented by Visa and Fidelity Bank on Sunday, November 30th at the spectacular Royal Blue Golf Club. Every swing brings hope and healing to young hearts. Gather your team and play with purpose or make a donation. Tee off for tiny hearts because every heartbeat deserves a chance. For more details, contact the Surfing the Sassoon Heart Foundation at sassoonheartfoundation.org.
What's on your wish list this year?
A family staycation.
A shopping spree. Surprise me.
Tis the season of surprises. You could win a tech bundle, family staycation, US $1,000 cashback, or US $500 Amazon voucher. Simply use your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card or Visa debit card for a minimum spend of US $100 or more. Learn more at www.cibccaribbean.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This New Year's Eve, Bahamar invites you to experience a night where luxury meets pure island energy. A night designed for those who want to welcome 2026 in unforgettable style. On Tuesday, December 31st, the party ignites on the shores of Cable Beach with dazzling entertainment, premium open bars, gourmet food experiences, and a midnight fireworks spectacular lighting up the sky. And headlining the celebration, one of the biggest names in global music, Grammy Award-winning superstar Sean Paul, live at Bahamar, bringing an explosive performance that will carry you into the new year with non-stop vibes. Indulge in the taste of Bahamar Culinary Showcase, dance under the stars, and immerse yourself in the ultimate New Year's experience, all at the Caribbean's leading luxury resort destination. Make this your most iconic New Year's Eve yet. Secure your tickets now at bahamar.com/events. Bahamar, life spectacular.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Join me now on this final Friday of November 2025. Got Ricardo Wells. Good morning, Ricardo.
Good morning. I think November has been the fastest month on record this year.
You think so?
Between November and July, it's like they just got up out of there.
I don't think we had October this year.
Yeah, that is true. But I remember because of Halloween. That hit me.
We had Halloween? Oh, okay. Yeah. But no, this week has felt like 3 weeks, no?
Well, not really. I guess because you got so caught up with the by-election. Because
Right.
you did the show the night before.
That was a whole 36-hour day. Yeah, this has been a long week. I'm very happy to see it go. But yeah, I guess anyway. December is here.
But really good Thanksgiving yesterday. I heard in the what's in the news segment, you brushed over the fact that Thanksgiving is specifically a U.S. holiday. I think the way you referred to it is Thanksgiving U.S. But it's also
not officially what here. Yeah.
We working towards it. These are the things that we need to put before our government.
Is that going to be like in people's manifestos and blueprints and stuff?
Like you need to.
My government will make Thanksgiving a holiday?
I see some really good plates. You know, once the food get involved, Bahamians want it to be a holiday.
Well, I don't think we'd want a Thursday holiday. They need to make
Dwight.
Black Friday the holiday.
No.
Thanksgiving Friday.
The way behaviors work is if you got the holiday in the middle there and close to the weekend, the whole weekend is now a
See,
holiday.
that's the problem. At least try to go to work half day on Thursday.
That's too much.
And then go and eat and then don't show up again until Monday. See?
You are to something.
Right.
Though. We can
exactly,
talk about that.
Exactly. But anyway, we'll see. All right. We have quite a bit to talk about, a lot going on in the news, but also it's our monthly history series in our 9 o'clock hour with the Clifton Heritage Authority. We are going to be talking about Junkanoo and some of the influences that have made Junkanoo what it is today. We're going to get into that.
We get into the problems.
No, it's not about that. No.
I just got to ask.
And then someone will say, what problems? Junkanoo's perfect. So, yeah, that's what's happening. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, quite a bit to talk about. We were discussing this yesterday about the increments, the payouts for public servants. You heard the union saying that some of their members only got crumbs, and we were speculating, well, was that the payment yesterday, this week, or is it what's coming up in the December pay period? But apparently that was it. Gosh, crumbs.
Who can clarify that? Because
well, apparently Latrey Ramming, the director of the communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, which is very, why not the Ministry of Finance or Public Service? Why would it be out of the Office of the Prime Minister? But we'll get to that in a bit. We'll let you hear what he has to say in just a bit. And then a very interesting headline in the other paper today about Rick Fox, zero intention of stepping down. Like, what stepping down from what? Oh, as an ambassador at large? Okay.
It's a really important thing.
Okay.
We all show up to work on time, Dwight.
So he's just going to hold the post hostage?
Yeah. If not elected, he will remain ambassador at large. If elected, he could then move into something else.
I don't know if it works like that. But okay. And what do they do?
I don't know.
They just are supposed to be
out there
good,
singing the praises of the Bahamas, trying to get people to come in
But
and
he's
invest.
telling people that we only pave potholes when an election is
But
here.
see, that's not his international spiel. His local spiel is
He posted that on X. And he has thousands of followers.
I'm just trying my best right now. Trying my best to defend the name of Rick Fox. I don't understand the entire story. Like, why is it that big of a deal for you?
We're going to get to that one too. All right, but I want to touch on this first because this is really, really amazing. And these days, because this is the world we live in, you're afraid to talk about these things because the next time you show up at the airport, people may tell you, nope, not you. But U.S. President Donald Trump vowing on Thanksgiving to, quote, permanently pause migration from poorer nations, and that's every country other than the U.S. Everybody's poorer than the U.S., right? In a blistering late-night anti-immigrant spiel that he posted on social media. The extended rant came in the wake of Wednesday's shooting of 2 National Guard members who were deployed to patrol Washington, D.C. under his orders, one of whom died shortly before the president spoke to U.S. troops via video on Thursday evening. This is reporting from the Associated Press. So a 29-year-old Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges for the shooting. The suspect emigrated as part of a program to resettle those who had helped American troops after U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. So Trump posted on his Truth Social platform, quote, only reverse migration in caps, can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, that's in caps. And then accept those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long. The president said on Truth Social that, quote, most foreign-born U.S. residents, quote, are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels, most. and he blamed them for crime across the U.S. that is predominantly committed by U.S. citizens, even according to studies. Trump seemed to have little interest in the policy debate with this very lengthy social media post, which the White House, on its own rapid response social media account, called, quote, one of the most important messages ever released by President Trump. Does he handle the White House page as well?
Well, I mean, if you go by the recent leaks from, well, not leaks, the recent revelations from X, it could be anywhere in the world.
Oh, dear. Trump pledged to terminate millions of admissions to the country made during the term of his predecessor, Joe Biden. He also wants to end federal benefits and subsidies for non-citizens, denaturalize people, quote, who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport foreign nationals deemed, quote, non-compatible with Western civilization. Civilization, oh my. Trump claimed immigrants from Somalia are, quote, completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota, as he used a dated slur for intellectually disabled people to demean that state's governor, Tim Walz. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. The Democratic vice presidential nominee last year calling him, this is a quote from U.S. President Donald Trump. He called him, quote, seriously retarded. That's the president about a governor in his country. Trump has ramped up his rhetoric since the shooting on Wednesday night. Trump called for the reinvestigation of all Afghan refugees who had entered under the Biden administration. On Thursday, the director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Joseph Edlow, said the agency would take additional steps to screen people from 19 high-risk countries to the maximum degree possible. He didn't name those countries, but in June, the administration banned travel to the U.S. by citizens of 12 countries and restricted access from 7 others, citing national security concerns. Wow. Okay. What do you make of that?
Are we really gonna unpack this honestly, or are we gonna just see? This is the difficulty we run in with these sorts of situations when it comes to Donald Trump. He is. I don't want to say the word because Urka's probably listening. He is a complete buffoon in certain moments.
You can say those things,
right?
Know, just if people.
I wanted to say another word, but we would definitely get some sort of letter in the mail. But away from that, and I don't want to take any of the heat off of that because that is something we should focus on. As the quote-unquote leader of the free world, he should not be speaking like that, in that tone, with those words in this situation. But away from that, there are elements of this story that we really need to look at and focus on. The immigration issue. We see it now all across Europe. We see it becoming a major issue in America. And this is the problem I have with the way the media handles the Trump situation. They're so after a getcha moment that they kind of gloss over the story. The way the AP phrased that there is that the President of the United States, it's almost phrased in a way as if he did not make the decision to deploy the National Guard, these two soldiers would have still been alive.
You got that from that story?
If you read the introductory paragraph once again, they were deployed by the president. That is true. But the circumstances under which they were deployed, a lot of people could say, hey, it kind of was necessary. I see your face again. And this is what I'm saying. When you play these sorts of games from a media standpoint, you lead an entire base, not just in America, because I think this Trump thing has gone beyond America now. You lead an entire base across the world to look at this as a political issue instead of focusing on the actual root of this. You have a migrant who was, through whatever process, allowed to seek asylum in America, that then turned around and killed soldiers of that country. In any other circumstance, you would receive, probably that wouldn't have been the written response that you would see from the leader or the president of that country. But you, behind closed doors, you would have heard the sip-sip. You would have seen the quote-unquote anonymous sources saying that this was the president's reaction or the leader's reaction.
Sure.
So I understand.
I have no doubt that presidents before Trump have said worse things.
This is what I'm saying.
Doors.
But on the international stage, on social media, he should not be speaking like that. But the issue at hand here is a serious one.
Yeah.
We now need to address how these immigration issues are handled, not just in the U.S., around the world.
Okay, I get your point, and it's a good point. My reason for reading this is because this type of language gets people worked up.
On both sides, though.
Everybody who's an immigrant, a migrant in the country will be looked at sideways, as people say, right?
They've always been looked at sideways.
Well, it's going to be worse. And there are lots of Bahamians over there. And what is your experience going to be like now as somebody from a poorer country? And when you hear the president saying that most of the people who are from
those are the
other
sweeping
countries,
generalizations that we have to be very
dangerous.
Very careful.
You're
Those
from
are more than
jails, you're
dangerous.
from mental institutions or whatever, and so you only came here to take advantage of us. I mean, this is the way we talk about.
You see the
immigrants
problem?
here. But what will happen to those folks there who've done nothing?
Dwight, we now have to be honest with this conversation. Countries of privilege, countries of status, countries that have a certain stature in the global space.
Mm-hmm.
This is the mindset that they have. That's why I keep saying to our locals, our Bahamians, that we as a country now need to identify how we can grow and develop to provide a safe sanctuary for our people.
Mm-hmm.
That should always be the first recourse.
Yeah.
Make a better country for your people to want to stay.
Absolutely.
You can't expect people to go to a foreign land and then just say, "Oh, I can't believe he's talking about us like that." I hate to say it like this.
Very interesting. Yeah.
That ain't home.
Wow.
This is why this is what we do every day is so important. You have to make these situations here palatable for people to say, "Nah, my number one option should always be home."
But you see, this is the problem, right? Because we have people of privilege, so many people who are saying, my kids are telling me they don't want to come back, and I can't in good conscience encourage them to. There's all kinds of people talking like that.
I guarantee you right now, if you go there to a man or to a person and ask anybody under the age of 25, showing them those comments from the president, if they would prefer the U.S. or the Bahamas, the preference and choice would still be the U.S. So what does that say, Dwight?
We are in a bad way. That's very, very scary. Let's hear from you on that. Whoa. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325. So we're just proving what he's saying. 325-4259. We just proved it. He's right. He's right. Everything he says is right. Wow. 242-300-5720 to call us toll free. Good morning, caller. What say you?
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Ricardo. And good morning, Muhammad.
Hi.
Dwight, I think you already know my position in respect to illegal migration, and we don't have to look too far. Look at the Bahamas. And I want Ricardo Wells to do me a favor one day on your leisure time.
Yes, sir.
Visit PMH and tell me what you see.
Sad state of affairs.
Go to some of these schools that are over condensely populated and talk to some of the teachers who are teaching students where 75% of their students cannot speak English. You see, when we sit in our lofty comfort zone, we could talk like this, but Trump doesn't support, Trump doesn't have a problem with persons clearing customs and immigration. But how are you going to come into a country, you don't clear customs, you don't clear immigration, you ain't paying no taxes, you're on Social Security, you're draining the system, you're overcrowding, you're competing unfairly with the locals, taking their jobs, all of the other stuff it's complete chaos. Then on top of that, you're going to commit some of the most gruesome crimes. Come on, man. Let's not be biased.
See, that's been proven to be false. That happens. It happens, but it's not that they are the ones committing most of the crimes.
You have locals, you have legal migrants, and you have illegal migrants as well as the locals of a particular country who are committing crimes.
Yeah,
but you cannot commit a crime, Dwight, and then and you're there illegally. Really, Dwight? Come on, man, Dwight. Man.
I don't know what you're saying. Come on for, but the thing is,
go on.
I want to go back to something you said earlier. You said, ask the teachers, have you heard this yourself, or did a teacher tell you that most of the students in the class can't speak English?
I'm hearing this for myself. You heard the president of the UT? I have relatives who teach. And she said, I'm not going to get him calling her name. She said, look, 75% of my students cannot speak English. That's a fact.
I don't recall it saying 75%.
And I can take you.
And then we can't say that's a fact.
Schools. If you want me to travel one of your reporters, I can take you to the schools and you can see these things your own self.
Have you seen it, though? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I was president of, look here, every school my daughter went to, I was either the president or the vice president of the PTA.
And the students couldn't speak English or their parents?
I just want to...
Students.
I just
Students,
want us to...
primary level. This fact, right? There's nothing.
I just want us to correct
look,
the
I am
commentary
for migration,
to the...
But I am not for illegal migration. And see, look, anytime you issue, Dwight, this is our problem. Anytime you issue a work permit, before you issue a work permit, a permanent resident, citizenship, you need to have proper dialogue with the Ministry of Education, the Public Health Authority, to see whether or not, Dwight, we have the capacity to facilitate what we are trying to do. But then ad hoc, you have people here on work permit. They have shops. They have businesses. They have all these other things when they're doing everything what they're not supposed to be doing. And it's a helter-skelter. Nobody seems to be watching. But Dwight, you have to protect your locals. Bahamians should not have to go. I'm not blaming everything on the immigrants at PMH. But you cannot be that cold when you're just issuing these things. Then you have Bahamians out there who taxpayers out there on Gurney. I may be one of those persons on Gurney.
Okay,
I don't
so
have no
this
big
is
time
not...
insurance,
I got to stop you here because 98% of the world is not going to be in support of illegal migration. And that's not what Trump is talking about here, right? He wants to pause legal migration from poor countries. And so this is a different issue, and that is an issue we have to address.
No.
It's very serious, but that's not what we're talking about here.
But see, Dwight, what we're doing, and this is why communication is so essential, and this is why I always shout out the former administration for introducing the communication post in the office of the Prime Minister, because when you have persons at this, we're speaking directly about Trump. When you have persons in the stature of Trump speaking like this, the clarity goes out of the window. This is why you need to fine-tune messaging.
Yeah.
While he is being super general with that commentary, I think if we look at the issue at hand isn't so much so pausing immigration, legal immigration. The United States, like many other countries around the world, is facing a drastic illegal migration issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
That needs to be addressed. Now, when you have situations like this, in this case, this particular matter that presented this whole issue is that you had somebody that legally migrated to the United States. He sought asylum. He was granted under this administration. And for some strange reason was, I guess for lack of a better word, radicalized, and this was the end result. That being said, we can't just disregard the state of the issue to address it. We have to acknowledge that this is a trying issue on both sides of the aisle.
Sure. Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? Let's take the other one. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight and Mr. Ricardo Wells.
Good morning.
Hi.
Yes, sir. Hey, Dwight. Man, Dwight, I believe you scared. I believe you were afraid, Dwight. And all no disrespect, you. You know, I've been around you for 18 years, Dwight. Right? But I really believe you scared, Dwight, to see what's really what we, the citizens, live in, you know, Dwight. I mean, because the things is so obvious when, especially in Carmichael Road where I live, right? You know, it's a blatant takeover, right? I talking about blatant, and we are turning a blind eye that, you know, when you go on any business in Carmichael Road, especially all of those fast food areas, the people, I mean, when you go to all of your food, they speak in Creole. But I mean, this is no hate, you know, because women don't hate people. But we have to protect our homes, man. What type of people we can become if we don't protect our homes in the pursuit of protecting other people's homes? What it can make us as a people, right? And all Trump doing, Trump doing a lot of things, but hey, I believe the real case is them trying to curb the illegal immigration problem, right? Because you have to put a control on that, because illegal immigration could possibly change the dynamic of your whole country if you don't take control of it, right? It ain't about being xenophobic and all the rest of the things people is trying to throw at you when you start to speak about your home, because every nation has some type of control over illegal immigrants, or cause that to be, less illegal immigrants coming to their country. That's everybody. But us, I believe being a Christian nation means that you're supposed to protect others rather than yourself. You guys have a nice day.
Right. That's not it. That's not it. I'm thinking while you're saying that and people texting, so yes, Cleaver's right. Check Adelaide Primary. This is a real thing. It's very interesting. Did you hear much conversation about this at all? We just had a by-election in that constituency. Immigration come up much? You heard anybody talking about any of this?
No, but
we heard about potholes and paving roads.
But hold on.
And parks.
Hold on. See, again, we're not reading fully into the issue. This is sort of the situation that was addressed by the former Prime Minister when he talked about the register. You had a couple of callers call in yesterday to explain the exact same thing. When you go through that register, you recognize the names that are on that register, according to the persons that have seen it, that have gone through it for this recent by-election, that some of those people don't exist in those communities no more. The homes are still there. You have new residents in there. Have we as a country or as a registrar department gone through to see these issues? Has the Department of Statistics been through that community to see these issues? Where's the data that explains to us who are now in these spaces?
So back to the previous caller, it's not about anybody being nice. In fact, I think this is a sign that we hate ourselves, because all these people who are here.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. All the people who are here illegally and all the people who are here legally, they all have jobs. But it's tons of Bahamians who don't. What's that about?
So wait, go into detail. When you say we hate ourselves,
we have a problem with us. They're all working. You go on every site, there are all these people who can't speak English. And the Bahamians are sitting under a tree playing dominoes in the middle of the day.
I think that has a lot to do with the financial issues that we face in this country.
What does that mean?
In terms of a lot of our employers feel the need that if we keep the salary at this level.
So you prove, so we hate ourselves.
But see, the way you say it could cause a bigger ruckus, because Bahamians don't technically think of that as hating ourselves. They think about it as finding value for money. This is how we separate it. We have to be culturally correct, Dwight. Okay. That's the way our people think. Mm-hmm. If you go to any person, to a man, and say, hey, we want you to make an investment in something, the first thing that Bahamian is going to tell you, I want value for my money.
It's really amazing, because all the complaints, people calling in, we've lost the country. But these same people who have businesses will tell you, oh, no, I don't want to hire the Bahamian. He's not going to come to work after 2 days.
They don't only say that, Dwight. They don't only say that. Let's be 100% correct.
What else?
They're going to say he's only going to come to work for 2 days.
And
but the core of the issue is the salary that Bahamian is going to demand is a lot more than the salary that foreigner is going to demand. And when we look at it from that standpoint, most Bahamian employers always decide to choose what? The cheapest route possible.
So hypocrites and duplicitous.
I'm not gonna dispute
psychos.
that. I'm not okay. See that last part. I'm gonna
because you have created this situation.
The term we use it in the city is "he who feels it knows it," and that's the situation here. You have people that live in these communities every single day that sees this issue firsthand. Away. You can't dilute. You can't disregard those feelings.
I'm saying I understand. I hear you.
But
what have you done to create this, to help make this a bigger problem than it is?
I'm going to shout out Levan Miller. He once had a show here at Guardian. He's now over at the other place. He made a comment this week that stuck with me. We, as the electorate, we have a job. We have an assignment in every election. In every election cycle, we have a super important job to read the fine print of every policy point put forward. If they put it in writing, you have to read it. We can't say, but we want debates, we want all these things, and the thing that we get now, we don't take advantage of. A lot of these political parties put these things in writing as to what they want to achieve as government.
Yeah.
We gloss over that. And then when we see these things come to fruition and it don't work out the way we want it to work out, we get upset. We call the talk shows. No, it's our responsibility as an informed electorate to make decisions based on the policies, the proposed policies that these parties put out. This is where we resolve these sorts of issues.
Yeah. All right, let's take these calls really quickly. We've got to go to break in a bit. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Again, this is not about illegal immigration. We're talking about what he's saying about pausing legal migration. And but anyway, let me hear what you have to say.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Dwight and Mr. Wells.
Good morning.
Mr. Wells, there's no such thing here in the Bahamas because I'm in the construction field as cheap labor anymore. They have standard price across the board, Mr. Wells.
Could I ask the standard price, sir?
Pardon me?
Could I ask the standard price? A regular day labor, semi-skilled, however you want to define it.
Pardon me?
Semi-skilled.
How do you want to define it?
Yeah.
I want to define it like this. All right. For instance, in the carpentry field,
yes, sir.
You can't get a carpenter for under $120 an hour. All right? I mean, $120 a day. Okay? You can't get a mason for basically around the same price. I don't care which country in the world they came from. Okay? And if you don't believe me, go there and do your survey for yourself. All right? Be it Haitian, be it Jamaican, be it Bahamian, or whatever else.
So you're trying to tell me if I go on construction site, I wouldn't find day laborers right now making less than $100?
No, sir.
Wow.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't know what I don't know.
Can we get the host that nailed it?
So what are you saying, that we don't have foreigners working on construction sites? It's all
we have
Bahamians?
foreigners working on construction site, but not a cheap labor like what he's speaking about.
And so all the Bahamians are working, and that's why there's so many people on the backs of trucks in the morning who clearly don't live here.
The reason is because what happened is most of the young Bahamian sellers, right? Most of them don't have stickability. Okay, those foreigners they know what they came to the Bahamas for, to make some money, to help their families, right? But you take a young Bahamian guy to work. Not all now. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. Some of them, you take them 2-3 days. You pay them for the 2-3 days. When you look for them the next 2 or 3 days, you can't find them.
And the pay,
okay?
I just want to confirm again, the pay is over $100 and something per day.
No, you see, listen.
I ask you directly, what would you...
ask me directly, I give you some figures, right? Now, you could go on those sites and go compare that for yourself,
and
okay?
When you provide that data,
we're not going down that road on the radio.
Okay.
All right, so you called to say what?
You were speaking about what was said by the president, right? Yeah. And I think the Bahamas, being a good ally of the United States of America, shouldn't be even caught up in that category, but he didn't distinguish which countries he's in. So it would leave us right now at a pause to wonder if he's also including us, because, we are a third world country with first world status. A lot of Bahamians think we are a first world country. This is why some things what they're asking for, we're still 50 years behind, because we're still a third world country with first world status. Am I right or wrong, Dwight?
We don't use those terms. But this is a developing nation. We have a long way to go.
Exactly. Exactly. And then your first two callers, they came and misconstrued this whole thing. You speaking about something was happening in the United States and comparing it with including our country. That's what you're more worried about. They're speaking about Haitians. Come on, man, let's be realistic. Not everybody of Haitian descent doesn't have legal status. So we can't continue to do this every day, because I understand what Mr. Duncombe is saying, right? But that's an actual fact, okay? That's an actual fact. Because most of those students in the school, they're of Haitian descent, but they have some legal status, right? All right? Have a nice day.
Okay. One more call. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
I got to live in this world y'all live in, son.
I don't think. Is anybody saying anything that's different from anybody else? I don't think so.
I mean, technically, the last caller, his point was that these jobs do pay well. That you could go on these jobs and find the problem with Bahamians is, and I quote, they don't have stickability. So I'm inviting all Bahamians that perceive themselves to have stickability to call in and explain why you can't get on these job sites. That's all I'm saying. Get the crew from Nail It to come in and speak about it. They've gone in great detail about this stuff. So can we clarify these issues once and for all? Because you can't have the persons that fall into that class as being the employees say over and repeatedly, bro, I go on this job, when I get employed, a couple of days later, somebody else coming at a lower rate, I off the job there. And then we have the persons at this level who clearly he has.
You've heard someone say that before?
Yes. And then you have persons at the last callers level who are clearly responsible for the employment, who's saying that, well, hey, I tried to employ Bahamians, but they don't have stickability. Somebody needs to clarify what stickability is in the construction industry.
I think all of it's happening. And maybe those folks are charging more now because, hey, well, what you gonna do? You gonna hire a Bahamian? You know how that's gonna go. You better pay me what I want. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. Ooh, that's scary. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. You're live. You can turn on your radio for us, please.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, morning. Dwight, might say something dumb, but what if they was to pay all the registered voters to vote? And I'll hang up and listen.
Well, you already know what you said. You described it. Yes. Oh, boy. That would be very sad. That's what it would take. But some would say that's happening with all the gifts and the...
Sometimes you just need to try
it's kind of happening already. But you don't want to go down that road. Like, directly. Like, if you prove you get something from the state, we'll give you $100. Thanks for doing your civic duty.
After Wednesday's show, I had a really interesting conversation with somebody I describe as the youthful, somebody below the age of 30. And they made a really good point that I never thought about. When you register to vote, you automatically get pulled into the pool for jury duty. And apparently that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So there's a group of people out there that refuse to register because they don't want to go on jury duty. Just an observation that I made earlier this week.
I see that people keep texting. They're saying that. So that's the main reason why you don't want to register.
Well, for a lot of these young people, they don't want to go on jury duty. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you automatically...
Yeah, that is true. But how many times have you voted so far?
My entire life since 18. So three, 4 times.
I mean, let's knock on wood. You've been called on
Yes.
jury duty? You have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to my former employer. I was able to get out of it then. Since I left, I've not been so lucky.
We're going to squeeze this one call, and we're going to go to the break. Caller, good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
Hi, doing well. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Yeah, I got it down now. Listen, I want to get in on this conversation. I'm a contractor myself. And I can tell you personally that a lot of the work is being fed out, especially on the government side, to a lot of Haitian contractors, and Bahamians aren't getting it. That's what bothers me a lot. Now, I must admit that the Haitians are more reliable than Bahamians. But the reason for that is that because a lot of Bahamians, I'm just being totally honest, they want to smoke, drink, and party and don't prepare for the next day. They're coming in late, and sometimes they don't have bus fare or they didn't make it on time or something like that, which is very frustrating. These Haitians are desperate, and for that reason, they're reliable and they come in on time. But what I want to say that's vitally important for us to understand, we are building a country where we're trying to make sure my children, my grandchildren, and great-grandchildren will still have a place to stay that is decent. We're bringing in illegals, but a lot of them are criminals with no background check. How do I know? There is no background check on a lot of things. I had a Mason. His wife is in Haiti, and he married a woman here to get citizenship, and he has 2 wives. How come the government don't know about that? I'll hang up and listen.
2 wives where? Here?
He said one is
one in Haiti,
one in Haiti and one in the Bahamas, because the one in the Bahamas helps to keep his citizenship.
Well, I mean, who's forcing her to do that? Why did she do that? Okay, go on.
He hung up
See,
to
that's
listen.
the thing, right?
Go ahead and make the point. I know the point
I said it already. Like, they're calling and complaining, but oh yeah, well, I'm helping, I'm hiring, and I go to this store, and
You're part of the problem?
You are the problem.
Oh, wow.
This is a known fact that you can go to the Bahamas, they'll hire anybody. right? Except Bahamians. They'll go, right?
Well, no,
and you go there and you can thrive. You can become
to give
a
all
big
credit
thing.
due to that caller. He described what quote unquote stickability is. He went into great detail. They want to smoke, they want to drink, they want to party,
and
they don't
and
have
while
rest.
they're under the tree smoking and drinking, they talk about all these Asians taking over.
I guess I have to concede the right. We may have identified the problem.
Wow, and we got to fix it because we
You know,
don't know
place-
how we don't know how much longer we'll be welcome over there.
We run out of places to go.
Right? We have to fix this quick.
Canada is in trouble. The U.S. in trouble. We speak about this
man.
often off air, but we're here.
Yeah. Got a few messages before we go to a break. This person says here, my daughter's been called to jury duty 3 times this year and many more times. Self-employed, none of her friends have been called. And I guess they didn't. Wow. Okay. This person says here, my cousins are contractors and I do their books for them, and I always tell them the reason why y'all don't have Bahamians is because y'all don't want to pay them. I see the numbers. They want to pay the expats like helpers, or is it experts? And they use the same excuse that they never show up for work, no stickability. But that is so that is true. That's what the employers are saying. They've spread that around for years. That the Bahamians won't show up and they come late, they don't do, right? That is their justification for all of this. And they'll be the same ones complaining that these folks are taking over. But you've not hired any Bahamians.
This is why honesty in these sorts of dialogues is so important. And we can't shift it along political or party lines in the Bahamas, or in the case, political and party lines in the U.S. You have to speak fact into these matters, because you end up in situations where you just go back and forth without any resolution.
Yeah. Got a whole lot of your text messages. We'll pick this up on the other side of the news, and we've got some other issues to talk about on this Friday morning. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
I'm Marcela Sanchez with an AP News Minute. In a Thanksgiving address, President Trump announced 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom, one of the National Guard members shot in the D.C. attack, died from her injuries. Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition, and the shooting suspect is also hospitalized.
The other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. But we won't even talk about him.
Trump said Wednesday's shooting in Washington reinforces his view that the U.S. should enforce stricter border and immigration policies. In a social media post last night, he vowed to permanently pause migration from poorer nations. I'm Marcela Sanchez.
We got your first look at traffic, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. A reminder of the work going on East Street. The paving continues. This is between Wolf Road and Robinson Road, mainly at night, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Avoid the area if you can, or follow the posted signs. In your real-time traffic, as usual, Mile Butler Highway is going to be your hotspot this morning. Heavy traffic from Fire Trail all the way up to Tonic Williams-Darling Highway. Over on Blue Hill Road, similar story from Carmichael straight up to Independence Drive. You'll see that heavy northbound traffic. And East Street as well, north and south of the Soldier Road intersection. You're going to be seeing heavy northbound traffic right now. Robinson Road as well, westbound, west of Soldier Road up to Old Trail. Very heavy, slow-moving westbound traffic. And Fox Hill Road just west of Fox Hill Road on Eastern Road. You're going to be seeing that westbound slow-moving traffic. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your goals happen here. We've got another check of your weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. So we've got a near gale warning in effect for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Near gale force winds can be expected beginning late tonight. A cold front is moving through, generating showers today, mainly across northwest and central Bahamas, gradually pushing southeastwards. And a strong high pressure is building across the northern islands behind that front. And that's bringing drier conditions, supporting stable and fresh to strong breezes. Stable conditions and fresh to strong breezes. So with that cold front's expected to move into the central Bahamas later tonight and will stall over the area Saturday. That front's going to gradually weaken and dissipate by Sunday. However, lingering troughing and moisture along the boundary will keep scattered showers in the forecast for most areas. Fresh to strong breezes will continue across all areas throughout the weekend, driven by a strong high-pressure system near the southeast of the U.S. And we'll have a closer look at the tropics on these final few days of the Atlantic hurricane season coming up in our next weather check. This weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. And encouraging you to take a test drive in the Geely Radara all-electric pickup and enter to win an exciting box of everything you need for Christmas. Visit Easy Car Sales, the only Radara authorized dealer in the Bahamas.
This year, don't be caught singing the Christmas blues. Start saving now with your own B.O.B. Christmas Club account. Sign up before June 30th with just $20. Earn high interest and have guaranteed spending money in time for Christmas. Don't be left in a bind this year. Let B.O.B. Christmas Club account work for you. Sign up today at your nearest B.O.B. branch. B.O.B., your bank of solutions.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's Holiday Warm-Up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the Holiday Warm-Up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Doddswell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
Black Friday alerts. BWF is doing it even bigger this year. Deals, deals, and more deals. Don't miss this chance for massive savings. Shop BWF for the biggest sale of the season. Slash prices, doorbuster specials, and unbelievable savings. BWF 1 week total blowout savings. Monday, November 24th through Thursday, November 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Black Friday, November 28th, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, November 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Save big on appliances, hardware supplies, hand and power tools, automotive supplies and accessories, lawn and garden supplies, kitchen and outdoor cooking supplies, griddles, grills, and fryers, household supplies, Christmas supplies, Junkanoo and craft supplies, toys, floral decor, and so much more. BWF, we are more than just our name. Number 13 Wilton Street, telephone 394-0004 or 6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
Mommy, are you renting to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean.
CIBC has sweetened the season so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's the sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobbycraft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for two, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This New Year's Eve, Bahamar invites you to experience a night where luxury meets pure island energy. A night designed for those who want to welcome 2026 in unforgettable style. On Tuesday, December 31st, the party ignites on the shores of Cable Beach with dazzling entertainment, premium open bars, gourmet food experiences, and a midnight fireworks spectacular lighting up the sky. And headlining the celebration, one of the biggest names in global music, Grammy Award-winning superstar Sean Paul, live at Bahamar, bringing an explosive performance that will carry you into the new year with non-stop vibes. Indulge in the taste of Bahamar Culinary Showcase, dance under the stars, and immerse yourself in the ultimate New Year's experience, all at the Caribbean's leading luxury resort destination. Make this your most iconic New Year's Eve yet. Secure your tickets now at bahamar.com/events. Bahamar, life spectacular.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Nassau's my home, my native land. I want them people to understand.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells. Okay, we've got a whole lot of your text messages based on what we've been talking about. It has spiraled, I guess, from us talking about Trump's interesting comments about migrants in the U.S. and pausing migration from poorer countries to us talking about our immigration issues, which is a little bit different, but anyway. So we got a whole lot of your text messages, and every single part of this is every part of the country that people see as being in crisis getting talked about this morning, it seems. All right, so this is, wow, a lot. This person says here, Trump's response to the gruesome attack on those National Guards by a migrant is what you should expect from a leader.
Not in those words, though.
Only the Bahamas has illegal and legal migrants. Only the Bahamas has them running around committing all sorts of heinous acts and do not react. Wow. Okay. I don't know if you would say everybody from that country must be like that guy. I don't. That doesn't seem like something healthy or helpful.
It doesn't. But when you have a sample size event, as humans, we do this. If we feel like we have 5 people, we'll judge 100. It's not unique to him.
This text says it not at all sorry for U.S. citizens. That's what they voted for is bigger than U.S. citizens, though. The innocent must suffer for the guilty. Wow. It was his administration. It was his administration that granted the suspect asylum. The U.S. media didn't mention that. The U.S. media did mention that, maybe not that article. The U.S. media is not trying to shield them. Come on now. One more term for Trump. We rebuke your text. This person says here, it was not necessary. Each of these cities has a police force. In 90% of the states, the police force is more than adequate to address crime. In cities with high crime rates, part of the solution is to put resources on the police force, not militarize the city. The National Guard is called up in times when there is a complete breakdown in society. This is not that. There are widespread accounts of guardsmen either standing idle or collecting garbage.
I mean, they're the National Guard they're not the military. They're the National Guard for a reason. They're to stabilize situations.
Okay.
No? They're not?
Sure. Is this city destabilized?
D.C., prior to the deployment of the National Guard, go and look at the situations. Go and look at the crime reports. Go and look at the street reports that you would see.
We talked about this off air, but their crime was trending down.
And we read into the dialogue and how we report crime, how we look at crime from a statistical standpoint. You can make numbers say a lot. I'm just saying. If we keep we do the same thing in the Bahamas. We see murders shoot up and we say, well, crime down. And then the person on the street is saying, well, what crime you're looking at? Because when I walk outside, it don't seem like it down in my neighborhood.
Wow.
So we have to be very, very careful with these things. From a reporting standpoint, yes, it's good when our law enforcement agencies could say crime down. But does it feel down to the everyday person who has to walk up and down their community? Does it feel safe to the grandmother who is looking over her shoulder when she hops off the bus? Does it feel safe to the grandfather who may be, an amputee or something, struggling to get up and down, and he has to be careful with the boys in his neighborhood? We have to be careful. Yes, statistically crime is down, but how does it feel to the people living in those communities?
Wow. This text says that Trump does have a problem with people who can clear customs and immigration and are not criminals. Once you speak out against the atrocities and genocide Israel's committing, you may be banned from entering the U.S. There's a lot of things thrown into that text there. Did that man, this is a previous caller, say that teachers are teaching in classrooms where 75% of the students can't speak English?
I wanted us to correct that so bad because I know this was going to happen.
If exaggerating was a sport, Bahamians would win the World Cup.
I actually would like to see the team we put together. I would like to see the team
we
put
sure?
together. Top 10. I think we would do numbers right there. Gold medal at least.
You wouldn't be able to.
Exaggerated? Boy, nobody can tell a story like a man does.
Oh, man. All right. You want to tell the story you told me off here about how that could possibly be true? You want to share it?
Which
about
part?
The what about the percentage and why that is possible, that there could be schools that see.
Well, I disagree with the percentage, but I went through, we had a dialogue. When I was a kid in the 90s, we had a lot of Haitian students, and you had some of them that go going into primary school, could not speak English. I told you, I remember when I initially went into grade 1, I had classmates that could not speak English. But you had teachers that would work with them, that would help them to develop their English skills. And over time, probably by grade 2, grade 3, they could speak English just as well as I could. So I'm not going to pretend as if this has not been an issue.
Yeah.
This has been an issue firsthand. I saw it.
So,
but I'm not going to sit back and say 75%. That's ridiculous.
And it wouldn't be every grade. You wouldn't
No.
see it in grade 8 or grade 9 or grade 11.
Correct. And that's why I disagreed with the whole premise.
It would be grade 1 or 2 maybe.
Again,
if this is the case.
Let's substantiate that whole position right there. You have to remember these kids come up in communities that are not English-speaking first communities. So as they go into the school system, a lot of them are going to go into the school system unable to speak English. But, and I said to credit, I have classmates at the time, some of these people that I'm still friends with to this day, that would tell you firsthand, yes, by grade 2, grade 3, this teacher helped me. My parents came in, they got the help that I needed, and I was able to pick up English very, very quickly, and then I was able to go on and do what I did in primary and high school. These people go on to be, and again, very educated. They serve our communities every day now. But what I'm saying is we can't gloss over the fact that at one point they were young kids coming out of communities that were not English first communities, that they later went on to learn English in school and then go on to do what they had to do.
Yeah. This texture here. Dwight, you guys are lost. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
went to school in the 80s in the Pinedale area. Most of my friends were born of Haitian parents. I'm not asking you
Ironically
anything.
speaking, that's the same area that I'm referring to.
I'm
Ironically speaking, he's absolutely right from that standpoint.
I'm not asking, I'm telling. When they got into groups and spoke Creole, you'd be shocked because you just didn't know.
I experienced that.
Many were in gangs, like the
did not experience
rebellious
that.
and the syndicates. Many are dead today, but some were top of the class also. All were friends and all were cool. Don't talk what you don't know. I don't think any of us disputed any of this part. The numbers, 75%, and that it's widespread in all schools.
That is where I disagree.
That would be a challenge to appreciate. You can't tell me that in grade 8,
I grew
80% of the year.
I grew up in the Wilford East Street corridor. I went to school in the Paradale, Pinedale area. I know of what that texter. I went in the 90s. I was in the 80s. But I know of what that texter is speaking about.
This person says the workforce in the Bahamas has become lacking, and unfortunately, some Bahamians do not wish to better themselves by completing simple tasks like being timely or mannerly or not stealing and having a positive attitude.
See, I won't burst the bubble on this right now. I gotta ask. We discussed this on the break as well. We have a lot of our young kids that go to BTVI and all that. We now require some sort of tertiary level education. It doesn't have to be a degree, but certifications. Who's on these job sites checking for the certifications? Can we have somebody go on a job site checks for the certification, please? Because you're mandating that a lot of our young kids.
Asking the Bahamians a lot more than you're asking for other people.
Yes. Y'all mandating our young kids coming to school have to go and get these certifications to quote unquote be qualified to work these jobs. Go in there and tell me how much of these people certified on a day-to-day basis. Please do.
The texture continues, though. These are many points that I have and many business owners have found to be lacking in some Bahamians and have begun to look elsewhere. See, this is... Oh, boy. Wow. Eleuthera is having the same problem as Nassau. Emma Cooper Primary in Palmetto Point and Emily Petty Primary in Governor's Harbor are overrun with Creole-speaking children.
Wow.
Trump just announced on Monday that he will be deporting over 350,000 living in Miami. These are Haitians. Where do you think they'll be coming? And we'll get to the callers in just a bit. This person says, I agree with one of your previous callers. Check Columbus Primary, Stephen Dillett and Uriah McPhee, and Anatole Rogers Secondary School. The secondary schools, you're doing this again. Just to name a few. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So how does that happen? How do you get to high school and not be able to speak any English? Something else is going on there. Or you just didn't go to school, or you are new to the country. Which one is it?
Could be a combination. Could be.
You just can't let that one go, though. You gotta that one just can't be allowed to slide through. Wait, how?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's take these calls. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Ricardo. Good morning, Dwight of Bahamas, Yellow Johnson, Critical Thinker.
Good morning.
Let me just make about 4 points. Let me just start back, but I just want to come back to the religion we should be adopting what Cleaver Duncombe spoke about. But let's go back from the beginning. You know, it's amazing that we would, yes, and you spoke about the Olympics. One thing we got out is conflating and convoluting our discussions. One of the things we do is we always look for the exception and then pronounce it as if though it's the rule. And so here is the problem. Here we have a whole group of individuals that the business community saying lack English competency and comprehension as well as other skills to going forward. Then you say a child could enter school that doesn't speak English. The teachers themselves is reporting in your media and other media concerning the rise in non-English students who are unable to speak language and even recognize the use of the facilities such as a toilet. This is in the newspaper. And so you then have to ask yourself, if they lack these rudimentary skills, right, and how do they obtain them automatically by the time they reach high school? These are where we begin to talk about broken systems we have, which will come back to what Cleaver said. So now let's go back to what Mr. Trump said.
Well, I mean, I think Ricardo made a great point that the teachers are willing to work with them and give them extra
Well, I
time.
made that point about the time I was in school. Right. What is happening now, we need to clarify. Go ahead, CLN.
It's another bucket. See, you know, we talk about this. Let's go back to your crime reports, right? We say the data says, none of you have ever seen the data. You've seen reports and can telling it it's data. Data should be able to make it available to be tested. So when you say crime is down, what crime are you talking about? If we could look at all of the data, we could do an analysis of our own rather than an extrapolation from these reports that you could twist it to say whatever you want. And so, but we don't have access to data. We don't have access to data in the schools. We don't have access to anything. It's like we make, I used to stuff MSU, right? But the S stands for something. We just make it up. And that's the problem why we are where we are in the country being left behind. You hear people talk about a 20 years, 15-year gap. The problem is that we don't want to face the reality of where we are. Third world, Mr. Trump says, right? I think Mitch is the one who said it. He's absolutely correct, you know. We are a third world country. The first world status classified as high income, yet struggling with low trust institutions, fragile infrastructure, and economy that works brilliantly for a few and barely functions for the many. This is an actual reality that we somehow look for pacifying and say, well, the ship sank, and you say, yeah, but look at that one who could swim real good. He made it. And the rest of them, because they put their effort into it, that's not the problem. The problem is infrastructurally we're failing, which is what the same thing Trump is saying, you know. What he's saying is the most important thing is know who's within your border. Third world countries has the fragile infrastructure, the trust institutions for you to properly able to vet who comes into your country. And that becomes a problem. So it isn't necessarily the country, it's the infrastructures that is necessary to be able to identify who's within your country. Right.
See, we've got a lot of calls coming in. We'll make
no,
your
but let
final
me just
point.
quickly run through this point. If you do not know who's in your country, then your state is on the verge of collapse. And I could go through a number of things, about 8 or 9 things right now directly related to those different things concerning human rights, security trades off, planning, statistics, national strategy will collapse. This democratic legitimacy and political manipulation happens. I could go through all of these different things, but we don't want to talk about these things. We want to brush them over, and let's get on to the next subject, because then we'll have to face the reality of the stink and stench that we live in and may have to address it. Thank you so much.
We'll see if these issues come up at all during the election campaign time.
I wish CLN would take that last point he made just now and actually put it in a paper, maybe put it in an article, because I think that is going to prove through, not only in the Bahamas, but across the world.
Yeah.
You have to move and develop as a state that you know who is in and out of your country. You have to. I don't want us to gloss over that fact. That is a big deal. And I think we're moving into this globalist mindset that pushes us into this space where, oh, no, that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. People should go and come. People should be allowed for humanitarian reasons. You still need to police your system to know who's in and out of your country.
Let's see if we can squeeze these calls in very quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi there. Are you there?
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, I am a physical education teacher at one of the primary schools. and the callers them are not wrong. I teach the primary school, and here it is. You have some classes don't even know how to speak English. We have to bring students who can speak the language to help us teach these children. So don't mind what you hear these people say. You have to go in the system, and the system will not let you in the system unless they want you in.
Which
Your
grades are you
reporters
seeing this? Which grades? Is it
Your reporters are not doing the right job. Y'all don't come in the schools. Y'all don't come in and see what's happening.
because that could
Really.
happen where you could just walk in and do that? Come on now, let's
Well,
be realistic.
You know, I know it. I know it can't happen like that, but we are being invaded.
Yeah. So which
and-
grades? Which grades are you seeing it? Is it just grade 1 or 2? Or are you seeing it throughout all of primary school?
Sure, the whole classes. As the classes come in, as I train in them and all of that, I have to bring in students who can speak the language to help me. And if any one of the teachers them want to be truthful, we are in plenty trouble. And Belinda Wilson are one of the best, and I really appreciate her to bring out these things of what is happening in the school. The schools are being overrun by illegal immigrants. And we can't reject them, we can't turn them down, but we're in plenty trouble. I would say the ratio is 70 to 30. You have 30% of the children who is real Bahamians, the rest is pure illegal immigrants, and they just can't speak English. And something needs to be done. And they
Can you
want us
say
to
which-
learn, teach these kids, and we can't do it because I don't speak Creole.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I was going to ask her which school is that, but oh boy.
70-30 is
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there? No, all right, let's read these messages. We'll take that final call when we get back to them. This person says, so we got a lot of issues. We have people saying, justifying why they are not hiring Bahamians, but also saying that Bahamians don't have the skills. But
Stickability is the word.
Oh, man.
Gotta put that on a shirt today. Stickability.
So this texter says, Bahamians feel that they are privileged and don't want to work in jobs that require hard labor and working outside in the heat. They might take a job but don't stick with it. There you go again. Which contributes to them being considered unreliable. We as a people haven't been taught to be responsible or to take pride in our work.
It's crazy. Oh my God.
Maybe some people, but oh, wow. And then that's being spread around. And people are saying, I don't even want to waste time with this. I'm just going to bypass and get a work permit or not for somebody else. We can't continue to say these things, right? Because it's becoming, it's just like, anyway, I don't know what else.
I dislike this whole commentary because I feel like we're being intellectually dishonest.
Mm.
I feel like we are. We undermine. I don't know if it was a woman or a man. That last text indicated that Bahamians don't want to work outside in the heat. What? What?
What was my producer saying? Says two guys in the air conditioned studio. What? That's what you said?
Okay,
Anyway. You wanted to do the show outside? Is that what you want? It's not good for the equipment.
We gotta be fair in these conversations. Salary plays a huge part. Nobody wants to work in any job, in any environment, in any condition that they feel like they're being taken advantage of. If you go on a job site or you go to any particular job and you see your company making millions of dollars, and then you look at your salary at the end of the week after feeling like I put in all this work and you don't feel properly compensated, you're not going to want to stay at that job.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
A few more messages. This person says the teachers are already not getting paid enough, and now you all want them to teach English to Creole speakers. What?
The teachers ain't get paid enough, so imagine what the copping on the site say.
Oh, boy. Why did the teachers go on strike and principals are quitting? Because they can't take the stress of all the illegal migrants that have taken over, and legal Haitians are crying out about this problem. Y'all are delusional. We are the only country that allows other countries to come in and take over.
Trump
Don't know
says
that's happening,
different.
and obviously it's not. Wow. Okay. This texter says here, social promotion. That's the only thing they said. I don't know. Okay. Thank you. Dwight, you are blind to what's in plain sight. Get your pro-Haitian guest off the air defending illegal immigration. I don't think that's what he's doing at all.
I respect that. I'll take it.
Everyone is lost. Okay. The Bahamas is on par with Haiti. What? Simply because there's more Haitian influence in the country than ever before in our history. They're coming here and degrading our way of life. Wow, this has taken a very dark and wild turn. Boy. Does the Bahamas have more than 1 million schools? Why can't the government do anything with sense? Yes, my anything is an exaggeration, but this is ridiculous. How hard is it to survey schools and to quantify the widespread infiltration of another nationality into the country? This is not xenophobia. This is a national security risk on every level: health, education, housing, ID fraud, etc. What is the government doing?
Really good summation of the issue.
Ah, boy. Dwight, do a show on the service-based business owners and their experience with finding reliable Bahamian help. Bro, it's no joke. It's rough. You can pay as much as you want. You will not get a good day's work out of most Bahamians, most or a lot of Bahamians. I went foreign long time. Oh, God. They show up and are always eager to work. And get this, they don't come cheap. If you want to remain in business, you'd better go foreign to some degree.
I would like to ask that texter what industry he or she works in.
Well, they're saying it's service industry, so I guess...
Specifically.
So it looks like... What did they say here? I don't know.
Food service. You know, I need to know what industry. I would love to know. Foreign. Wow. Okay.
Isn't there a process to hiring foreigners? Work permits alone requires posting in paper proof you tried to hire Bahamians but didn't work. Yeah. I teach in Abaco. Yes, most of the children are Haitians, but out of a school of 230, maybe 3 have trouble with English. It's the Bahamian students who are less focused, so they don't even want to speak English themselves. Okay. Boy.
All right. So what did you say at the start of the show? That it's a bit of self-hate?
Yeah. I didn't say a bit. It's self-hate.
Wow.
And that is contributing to this.
I hate the fact you're approving Dwight, right? I hate the fact. So Bahamians lazy. In school, they don't want to work. Out of school, they don't want to work. All right.
So what is it? Is it because Bahamians are seeing all these foreigners come in and take over that they decide I don't want to work?
At this point,
or is it because they're lazy and don't want to work that foreigners are coming in and taking over? Which one?
It has to be the latter, because I don't see a child sitting down at 6-7 years old saying, "Oh, I'm not going to learn today because there's too many Haitians in my classroom
speaking Creole."
Yeah, but anyway,
just give up.
Anyway, I'm just gonna quit on life. Just gonna, wait until I'm turned 16. I'm gonna go on the block and I'm just gonna chill there for the rest of the day.
And complain.
Yes, because the Prime Minister didn't do enough.
And complain about all the Haitians.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, these issues, we didn't hear any of this talk over the past 3 weeks with this by-election. It's just amazing to me. Amazing. What the MPs are not dealing with issues at all that affect people and that they can change with legislation. This is mind-boggling. We got to take a break. We're going to be back with a couple more minutes of this, and then we're going to get into something else in our 9 o'clock hour. But this is Morning Blend. November, going out.
Better buy.
Black Friday, indeed. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Attention RBC clients. To comply with regulatory requirements and to avoid service interruption, you need to update your information at your RBC branch. While you're there, enroll in RBC Digital Banking for 24/7 access to your accounts anytime, anywhere. Update your information and bank at your convenience with RBC Digital Banking today.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology: Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
What's on your wish list this year?
A family staycation.
A shopping spree.
Surprise me.
Tis the season of surprises. You could win a tech bundle, family staycation, US $1,000 cashback, or US $500 Amazon voucher. Simply use your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card or Visa debit card for a minimum spend of US $100 or more. Learn more at www.cibccaribbean.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's Holiday Warm-Up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the Holiday Warm-Up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Dodgewell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
Smooth R&B nights under the stars are back. Soulful Sunday. Join us for Soulful Sunday Volume 4. Sunday, November 30th at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruise Pool. Hosted by Rika C. and Das Quay. Featuring live performances by The Essence Band, Donnie and Zavi. Plus, Navandria Lyric. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts 7 p.m. Sensational live music. It's a night of dancing. Soulful. Sing along with today's and yesterday's hits.
Flashbacks of the time we met.
Have a few sips and kick off the holiday season at the waterfront. Tickets are just $35, $45 at the door. Get yours now at BahamasEtickets.com. Join us for Soulful Sunday, Volume 4. Sunday, November 30th at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruise Port.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Got your final look at weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So here's what's happening. We've got a cold front that is generating scattered showers today, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas as it gradually pushes southeastwards. Meanwhile, strong high pressure is building across the northern Bahamas, accompanied by dry air mass, supporting stable conditions and fresh to strong breezes. We've got a near gale warning in effect for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Near gale force winds expected over these islands beginning late tonight. That cold front is expected to move into the central Bahamas later tonight and will stall over the area by Saturday. The front is going to gradually weaken and dissipate by Sunday, but lingering troughing and moisture along the remnant boundary will keep scattered showers in the forecast for the next couple of days. Fresh to strong winds will continue across all areas through the weekend, driven by a strong high-pressure system centered near the southeast U.S. So as a result of all this today, there is a high risk of rip currents across all areas. Beachgoers and swimmers should stay on shore. And there is a marginal threat of coastal flooding across Atlantic exposures in the northern and northwest Bahamas due to overtopping waves and sea spray. So motorists are urged to exercise caution along all coastal roadways. So for today, for the extreme northern islands, partly cloudy to cloudy, with about a 10% chance of light showers. For the northwest and central Bahamas, we're looking at partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions and occasionally overcast. A 20% chance of isolated showers for the northwestern islands, but 30 to 40% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms for the central islands where that front is going to stall. Southeast Bahamas seeing a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming partly cloudy by tonight. Only about a 20% chance of isolated showers. High temperatures today. For areas impacted by that cold front, look for highs in the mid to upper 70s, around 78, 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. For the southeast Bahamas that will miss out on that cold front, look for highs in the mid 80s, around 85 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low 70s for the northern islands, mid 70s for the central and southeast Bahamas. In your extended outlook for Saturday, partly cloudy to cloudy. Still elevated chances for rain in the northwest and central Bahamas. By Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds during the day, becoming fair at night. And Monday, partly sunny conditions that will hold through Tuesday with low chances of rain. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. The Atlantic hurricane season officially ends on November 30th. That is Sunday. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And your final look at traffic for today, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. A reminder of the roadworks on East Street between Wolf Road and Robinson Road. The paving continues there, and you'll want to avoid the area if you can. That work mainly between 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. And a reminder that there's work going on Beatrice Avenue, the paving work there, and still work happening on Joe Farrington Road. In your real-time traffic, we're still seeing heavy traffic on Blue Hill Road near Carmichael. Heavy traffic both directions once you're south of Soldier Road. And again, north of that area on the way to Independence Drive. Independence Drive seeing heavy westbound traffic at this hour. Soldier Road to the East Street intersection seeing heavy traffic both directions. And Carmichael's going to be busy for you eastbound to Blue Hill. Just east of Fire Trail, you'll see that. And near Faith Avenue and Carmichael Road, both directions, heavy traffic for you there. Milo Butler Highway still seeing heavy northbound traffic once you approach Harold Pond and you're heading northbound. Slow-moving traffic into downtown Nassau if you're on West Bay Street near Nassau Street, and on Bay Street near the Straw Market, seeing some slow-moving eastbound traffic. Those are your hotspots. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Reminding you that you can get a quote however it suits you. Stop by your nearest branch or get an instant motor quote online at nuainsurance.com. Quick questions or big decisions, they've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
I am a true Bahamian. Naissance, my
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells. Reminding you that the Bahamas Veggie Meetup, the last one for the year, is happening this weekend. Plant-based food, teas, coconut water, sea moss salad, candles, produce, plants, herbal supplements, massage therapists, and giveaways all happening. November 30th at Dungalik Studios Village Road. Don't miss it. All right, so we got just a couple minutes before we have to break for news headlines. Where we want to read the last of your messages. This conversation has
Said the veggie meetup is on this Saturday.
Yes, and Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Sunday the 30th. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's get through your messages. This is
tough day.
Yeah, very tough. Demotivating. We've heard it all. I mean, boy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so now the person who's typed just social promotion. That was all they said. But now they're explaining social promotion. That's how you advance through the system without knowing any English at all. Okay. I don't know.
I think oftentimes you'll run into Creole speakers and
that-
they just don't want to speak English to you. That could
That's
be an issue.
probably more likely what's going on.
Yeah.
But nah. The main reason why the government turns a blind eye to immigrants is because they see them as a source to replenish the population that is needed for the country's growth, including NIB.
I feel like we just said anything at this point.
Yeah, we should just throw this text line away. Why is there such hate on Haitians in particular? All the foreigners in our country, there seems to be zoomed focus on Haitians and by extension Jamaicans.
They're the two largest migrant groups.
Probably. I teach in Nassau, and there is a new trend. The students are coming into the country, going to a private school for a few years to learn English, and then enroll in the public school. I've been teaching for at least 10 of the past 2 years. What? I've taught at least 10 in the past 2 years. Okay. All right.
So they go to a private school, then re-enroll in a... All right.
Because they have all the money, and they're the one. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting thing. What's the point? Why would they do this?
Can we ask the texter which private schools they predominantly
Yeah.
come from before they re-enroll in the public schools?
And again, what would be the point of that? Why would they do that?
I guess it's too expensive to maintain, but it's a good way to start out. I'm just assuming the white. This is...
This person says their Bahamians aren't lazy. We simply don't take disrespect, enslavement, and lack of proper compensation lightly. These immigrants usually come from a desperate situation and will put up with a boss or employment that is degrading and inhumane. And the boss would be from where?
Baby. Oh, my goodness. 2026, we say a lot these days.
You all need to go to the public schools to do a Guardian survey on the true nationality of the students.
How would we do that?
You might find out that it's an international school system, not even conducive for Bahamians, but for Creoles. That's okay, Creoles.
Oh, God.
To better understand this, we need to confirm elementary education to determine where some persons were before high school. The Bahamas is not a real place.
Clearly, it's not.
About those job vacancy ads required before proceeding with work permit applications. Perhaps the Department of Labor needs to be more involved in verifying that anyone was actually interviewed for the position.
I agree with that. And also check the qualifications, too.
And just a few more here. It's a private school only for Haitian children to teach them English. Once they have a good grasp of English, then the parents take them out of the school and put them in the public school, so it's a school that they only go to for about 2 years.
Where's the school? It's located in the upside down there.
Oh boy!
I need to know where the school is located. What is the name of the school?
Somebody else texting. It's a private Creole speaking school, not SAC. And this text says that earlier comment was completely ridiculous. No country builds a nation with the import of a population that doesn't speak the native language, is majority low-skilled, and living way below the poverty line in irregular, unsanitary environments. That would be a problem. Okay. All right. Well, I think I don't think
Officially
I can
announced
take
my
much more.
retirement. This is gotta announce my retirement.
Oh,
this is
boy.
ridiculous.
Can I say who's sending this? There are a few Haitian private schools in your province that teach the Haitian students English, and then the students enroll in the public school system. But there are many Haitian students who do not attend the Haitian private schools.
Wait, so are we saying officially that there's a private, use the right term, a Haitian private school with the sole responsibility of teaching Creole speakers English? Is that what these texts are saying? Or they're saying that they go to the local private schools to learn English? I'm trying to clarify what's actually happening here. We might have to reserve this for business right now because I need to know.
This is not new. It's been happening for years. Okay. Hey, we got to take a break.
Wow. Let's go to a break.
Yeah,
Let's go to a break. Let's go.
This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is the Guardian News Network update on the hour. Director of Aviation Dr. Kenneth Roma says both air and sea arrivals improved by at least 9.5% at the end of October compared to the same period the year before. He says this year, Grand Bahama is leading the way in terms of year-over-year growth in stopover arrivals.
Grand Bahama stopover arrivals are reflecting almost 22% increase over 2024 and 14% compared to 2019. Albuquerque again trends well ahead in terms of the overall recovery, 6.4% compared to where they were same period 2024.
He says it's why this government is investing some $500 million in airport upgrades across the chain of islands to ensure larger commercial planes can bring more visitors to the islands, and those guests are greeted with modern airports when they arrive. While responding to the disappointment expressed by some civil servants about the small salary increase payouts they received this week from government, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister Latrey Ramming says salary adjustments to the wages of public servants over the last 4 years have to be considered. He insists that on a percentage basis, lower-level staff making minimum wage benefited the most, receiving salary increases of 27.5% as fixed increments were provided. Trained teachers, he says, got an increase of 19.8%, and that this latest increase of $1,400 would be equivalent to the largest annual increase given to any trained teacher in the BUT's latest industrial agreement. Teachers Union President Belinda Wilson has called those payouts crumbs, complaining workers got on average between $100 and $300 this week. Some got none. Her members have until today to weigh in on whether they should take industrial action or a strike vote in protest. And declaring the issue of the F&M's leadership settled, former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram told the Nassau Guardian he is proud of their party's leader Michael Pintard. He said Pintard took a gamble running a candidate in the Golden Isles by-election, and although their party lost, the results demonstrated broad support for the F&M. He said those results also serve as a positive indicator for the party's chances at the next general election. That's what's making headlines at this hour. AP Update is next.
From around the world, these are the AP International News headlines. Pope Leo XIV has received a raucous welcome from Turkey's Catholic community. The pontiff will later take part in an event marking the 1700th anniversary of the Assembly of Bishops that established the Nicene Creed. The death toll from flooding in southern Thailand has risen to at least 145, according to officials. Hong Kong firefighters have found dozens more bodies during an intensive search of a high-rise complex after a massive fire engulfed 7 of its 8 buildings. The death toll has risen to at least 128 people. Israeli forces killed a pair of Palestinian men in the occupied West Bank after they appeared to surrender to troops, drawing accusations that the men were executed in cold blood. The killings were captured in a pair of videos shown on 2 Arab TV stations. I'm Karen Shamas.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, November 28th, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells, and it is time for a monthly series with the Clifton Heritage Authority, our special history series we do every fourth Friday each month. And today we are talking about Junkanoo and the West African influence on Junkanoo. And as usual, we're very happy to have back with us from Clifton Heritage Authority, Christopher Davis, and we have Denario Archer. But we also have another special guest, Queen Mother, Junkanoo Goddess, Angelique McKay. I know you have many other titles.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you with us. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Denario. Great to have you all with us. All right, so we're going to get into it, but I know you were hearing our conversation before, which took a left turn.
I'd say I took a far right turn.
Far right. It took
there.
every turn, went underground and everywhere, but a lot coming out of what we were talking about this morning.
Yeah, one thing that colonization has done to us in the Bahamas, it has made us very stupid. And I mean stupid, not ignorant, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the things that people talk about and how they conflate certain issues, it's just amazing to me. And they try to, they dispute xenophobia under the guise of some false sense of national pride. It's amazing to me that I listen intently. My ears are always on the ground. And it's really just the quintessential example of a slave mentality, where you have people who will say everything bad about every politician in the Bahamas, the black ones specifically. But when the white ones get any flack, they run to defend them. And they will say something bad about all 5 of the prime ministers that we've had who have never invaded a country, never killed anybody, never convicted of a crime. But these fellas is be buttering down and lotioning Donald Trump on levels I have never seen before, and it's absolutely pathetic. And so we need to take a step back, understand our historical relationship to Haiti. This is nothing new. Many of us here, no one in this room, no Bahamian, white or black, can claim that they have no connection to Haiti. Because when you go back 7 and 8 generations, you're talking about 256 people. And we are just utterly and inextricably linked to Haitians and Cubans and America, because we are a small country in the middle of these giant countries. For me, it's just absolutely insane. And just to drop a snippet on this, I think we have to do a show on this, because the history is extremely important. And I think it will bring some clarity to a lot of these issues, right? And remember, this is something that is so strong that our sitting prime minister received death threats over this by simply showing a shred of solidarity towards Haitian people, in which he was speaking from a historical context, in which he was absolutely correct. You know, the only difference between a Haitian and a Bahamian is one have a French slave master, one have a British slave master for the most part, and where those slave ships went. You understand? Haiti is a place that used to do John Canoe as well. Like, we are inextricably linked with these people. Why do we spell Canep? G-U-N-G-U-I-N-E-P. But we say Canep. Canep is a Creole word. So, you know, we just inextricably linked with these people, you know? And my other question is, when do you stop being Haitian? You know? But we have no problem with British Bahamians, Greek Bahamians, those who have a far more complex history that is inextricably linked with our enslavement, our colonization, and the truck and credit system. But when they have Greek Fest, we all be there and support it. And that's completely fine. But when anyone raised a flag, I saw, you know, congratulations to Haiti, they qualified for the World Cup about 2 weeks ago. Right. You know, and people was being all up in arms. Why do you say, oh, they about to take over? I mean, come on, man. You know, y'all stop tap dancing for Donald Trump, please. It's disgusting, and it's absolutely pathetic. And y'all are just enamored by the celebrity of this clown, you know, and it's utterly clownish behavior. It's disgusting, and it's actually embarrassing as well. Yeah. And I'll just leave that right there.
I want to ask you one thing, though.
Okay,
I mean, so as we heard this morning, as we hear every time we talk about these things, people are terribly afraid that they are going to take over, that the numbers are great and that we're in grave danger of losing our identity and losing the country. What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, there's not much historical evidence to support that. You understand? And again, when we have prostitutes coming from Latin American countries, there's no idea of taking over, who spread STDs and ruin families. But we don't have the same energy for them because they light-skinned and pretty, you see? Yeah, but our black brothers from the South, who, again, we are inextricably linked with, whether you hate it or love it, they family. You know, so you could say the Dillets, the Lerotas, the Delavaux are not. And then you have names that are not Haitian, that are French Huguenot, that they say Haitian, like Portier and DeVoe. But we need to get into all of that, right? But, and I won't dwell on it for too long, but essentially, my brother, it's something that we really have to get over. And it's what we call in the Bahamas, you know, every nation has their soft white underbelly. In America, it's racism, it's colonization, it's genocide. And in the Bahamas, it is certainly our xenophobia towards our melanated brothers, not just from Haiti. Jamaicans get it. Africans been getting it. And also, you know, I deal with school kids almost daily, weekly. I have never seen a class that I ask questions about loyalists. We talk about slavery. We talk about family heritage and stuff like that. Even Adelaide Primary, which is the closest to it, I have never seen a single class, primary schools, junior school, or senior school, that has, quote-unquote, majority of first-generation Haitians. Because if someone last name is Joseph or Francis, right, and their great-grandparents came here all that while ago, why are they still viewed as Haitian? You know, some of them don't even speak Creole. And what we do is, first of all, the data is not even there. And we make all of these broad and sweeping assumptions that's just rooted in the slave mentality that we have.
Wow. Yeah, as you say, we could have a very lengthy conversation
We
on
should
this.
opt that.
And we should.
Yeah.
We'll definitely make sure
And-
you're a part of it,
And
Chris.
if you want me to really get down and dirty, maybe I should do that one off the clock, because I'm still holding back. Because it's something that's very frustrating. It's something for me that's absolutely unacceptable.
Probably about gas.
We'll do a special event. But wow. All right. So let's get into it. The West African influence on Junkanoo. Of course, we know we've had you both here to talk about this and going to Africa, going to Ghana, and what you saw and the similarities and how amazingly shocking it is. Well, to some people, probably not to you two. But just, as you say, there are lots of countries in the region have a Junkanoo, a form of it.
Certainly.
Which one? Let's tie it all together.
Junkanoo was, for centuries, 3 centuries, been an enigmatic sort of figure throughout the region. from the United States straight down to Trinidad. And you could see the similarities even to this day, where you see the proverbial Asafohini with the whip, aka the warrior king with the whip. So you see it in Trinidad and Tobago, for example, with the jab jab. You see it with Pitchy Patchy in their version of Junk Canoe in Jamaica. You know, you see it in North Carolina, and of course, you also see it here in some of the designs of our costumes. You understand? But it's something that is undeniable at this point. And of course, this enigmatic figure, through my research, we've discovered is in fact John Canoe is in fact John Quao. From Princesstown, as Queen Mother was saying, Pocazoo is the original name, right? And this is the sort of quintessential example of the ultimate resistor to the transatlantic slave trade, which is what made him so popular. And through empirical data, through oral history, through numerous records, newspaper records, we were able to sort of now unequivocally prove that John Canoe was in fact this great warrior king from Southwest Ghana, the Hunter people, aka the Spartans of Gold Coast, from Princesstown.
Wow. Do the other countries recognize this as well in the region? Do they know the history like this?
Well, not really. What we've done is really open that big can of worms. But when you look at Belize, for example, their version of John Canoe, it's sort of like a play or a reenactment. And it's actually a satirical reenactment of the military feats that John Canoe did amongst the Dutch, right? So you will see the Belizean John Canoe where they have the white face and like the double leather strap across there, and that represents actually the Dutch. It's like a satire of the Dutch naval people, who John Canoe was sticking it to for about 30 years.
Right.
He wasn't playing around with them at all, And this is also connected, of course, to the Bahamas, when you saw the link up between the House of Orange and the House of Stewart or whatever, and I don't pay too much attention to their titles, but but when the Dutch and the British monarchy had a marriage, and that is when Nassau went, Charleston became Nassau, right? So this is all sort of connected deeply in the Bahamas, and of course we have a special connection to this enigmatic figure, John Canoe, with the first two transatlantic slave trading voyages to bring any appreciable amount of Africans to the Bahamas, actually coming from that region. The first being the Bahama Galley, which was owned by Governor George Fenny. The old book that we've now thrown in the garbage, thank God, The Making of the Bahamas, where they claim that Governor Fenny's wife was the one that brought the straw industry to no, they owned the slave ship that bring the Africans that brought slavery to the Bahamas, right? Then, of course, the other ship called the Nassau was owned by yours truly, Woodes Rogers, and his son, William Whetstone. I've also heard that's another thing, this, to sort of divert a little bit, the way that we lotion Donald Trump, we see the same attitude towards people like George Fenny, Woodes Rogers. Just yesterday.
Heavy on the Woodes Rogers spot.
Yeah, he's super heavy on that one. I've been burning fire on that man for about 12 years now. But and again, it's a part of this colonial mindset that has pretty much made us silly and dumb, where we celebrate these people who have meant us no good and who actually mean us harm. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So, is there a reason why it became so big in the Bahamas compared to the other places that have John Canoe?
Certainly, our special connection to that parade. So that first ship, Bahama Galley, 295 left from Cape 3 Points, which was the British stronghold, which is a stone throw away from John Canoe's stronghold. They were captured during a battle, which was actually called Connie's War, and there were newspaper articles where they were complaining because they couldn't defeat the people that were holding that fort, aka the man we know as John Canoe. Right? Now, when that ship came, 60 people died in the Middle Passage, and there was a small wreck even right on some of our reefs before it landed. So when it landed, 235 people landed. Now, it might sound like a small number, but when you consider that there were only 250 blacks and coloreds in the Bahamas at the time, you could see how that one ship with all of these Ahanta warriors pretty much doubled the black population of the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Then they start causing some trouble. And then Thomas Walker, who Walker's Key, named after, they took about 70 of them and sent them to Jamaica. And then George Fenny left. I ain't gonna give too much because y'all got to come take my special tour that I'm having on December 6th at Clifton Heritage Park at 3 p.m. We're having a big event there, but Mr. Archer, I'm sure, will elaborate a little more on that at the end. But is something that we should be very proud of. And not only should we be proud of, I think that the history of the Bahamas and the Ahanta people as it relates to Junkanoo, resistance to the transatlantic slave trade, and resistance to slavery and colonization in the Western Hemisphere is not just for us to be proud of, but it's one that the entire African diaspora can look to for inspiration.
Okay. Angelique McKay, we're going to bring you in on this. What we've seen from when you have traveled, you've been there several times now. How many times you've gone back to Ghana?
Sure. more than two handfuls, more than
Okay.
two hands and fingers counting.
And remind people about how closely tied the traditions are from what you saw there to what we are doing today.
Well, two things that stood out to me on the first time that I went. It was at the initiation ceremony where the Ahanta people welcomed us back into the Ahanta tribe was the use of surasi. It's equally as important to them as it is to us, even more so to them, I would say, and the use of cowbells. Because having traveled around the world with the Junkanoo Commandos, doing music, workshops and dance and cardboard manipulation sessions, we always have to carry cowbells with us because these other countries do not have cowbells.
Right.
And to be in that ceremony and to watch someone walk into the ceremony ringing cowbells, the same shape and in the same fashion, was, to me, it was breathtaking.
Wow.
You know? So even down to the food, the light soup is similar to stew fish. The light soup with fish is similar to our stew fish. You know, they eat a lot of plantain and cassava just like we do in our different soups. They swing me with the okra soup though, because the okra soup ain't like our okra soup. You know, we fry our okra down.
Right,
Good. And
So
that's
what's this,
sacrilegious
a
to them to fry that
Oh.
down. They like it
Was it a little slimy?
lil. But the similarities are so great. And I would honestly say Ghana is the one place, and specifically in Ahanta, that I would have traveled to where it felt close to home. And I've traveled all around the world so often. And that is honestly the one place that I went where I never felt like, okay, time to go back home now. You know?
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So our Junkanoo versus what they do. What's similar? Or were they surprised by some of the things you do? Did you learn things from them? Like, oh, we got to do this.
It's two different sets that I would have experienced. The Ankos, where they're costuming.
What's it called? The what?
Ankos.
Okay.
Where they're costuming the same color patterns that we use with Junkanoo. I remember during COVID, there was this video going around in the Junkanoo community with these people who looked like it was Junkanoo. And for me to go over there and to see these people, I was like, yo, pull over, it's Junkanoo. We call the people things Junkanoo, but, you know. And then...
What do they call it?
They call them uncles.
Okay.
Uncles.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Yeah.
And what they do is.
Yeah.
So
And-
if you saw, so I have some aerial photos at the exhibit that we'll be unveiling next week, and you can people can come and see all of these things at our event next week, Saturday at Clifton Heritage Park. And I actually play a little trick on some of the kids. Where I have 4 pictures of them preparing and doing ankos.
Right.
And I say 2 in the Bahamas, 2 in Africa, and they all guessing all different ones. But of course, the trick is that they are all the Ahanta version of ankos.
Okay.
And then more popularly, before, Junkanoo was connected to the Fancy Dress Festival, what they call, that's mostly in Winneba among the Fante. But this Ankos Festival, this has been being done since at least 1170. 1170. You understand? And so this is something that is ancient. And then John Canoe got attached to it because of his role in freedom. But sorry to interject.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay.
I add my 2 cents on that part.
And what's the music like? Is it?
They have brass music and
They-
then these little things that go click, 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 and they move to the beat of that.
Right.
And their parade is Christmas Day as well. I've already ordered my costume, even though I'm not going to be there because I could be on Bay Street, but I ordered my costume for their parade. And through the Tumus. That's the group that I'm attached to. Yeah, so I have group. I with a group.
So it's just like ours. They have different groups that are rivals.
Yeah.
Do they have a winner, or is it?
Yeah,
more?
they do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And this particular group is growing. And as a matter of fact, the Junkanoo Commandos signed a memorandum of understanding with them August 1st of this year for cultural exchanges. And then there's the Kundum Festival. I participated in that as well. And I was surprised that I actually got tired. Yeah. Because it's nonstop.
Listen.
And the drummers is just nonstop for hours.
Wow.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, and now our music, so, when you analyze the research, it's important to remember, the namesake and all of that. But when you look at the modern Bahamian Junkanoo music, it has many other influences from other parts of Africa, right? So particularly Gombe, and this is a part of the exhibit that people will learn about as well. So come and see us out there at Clifton. So of course we have the Gombe drum, and up until about 1970 or so, Gombe was the actual blanket term for all forms of Bahamian music,
right?
Particularly those that are connected to memberphone instruments, just a fancy word for goat skin or cow skin drums, or drums made out of animal skin or hide, right? But in Ghana too, you have the Ga tribe that had the Gome drum, right? You also have this version of Gombe from Sierra Leone that is uncanny to rake and scrape in Cat Island. Wow. You would not be able to tell the difference. And then you have the Balanta people of Guinea-Bissau and Guinea, who have a festival that they call Gombe as well. And even in East Africa, in Swahili language, Gombe means like cow skin. You understand? So this is like a continent-wide sort of concept, right? And then, of course, the most famous connection people make is the djembe drum of the people of the Mande people, mostly Mali, Senegal. And then the tom-tom comes from Senegal, but we get more in depth with that out at Clifton Heritage Park. And so there's tons of influence, but like Queen Mother mentioned, the cowbells, like that's something that we only saw in Hunter and we only see in the Bahamas. We ain't gonna get too deep into that.
I getting into it. I getting into it.
Yeah, you could.
To me,
right?
that
huge,
was... Right? That was crazy because, we call the Bellers the gods of Junkanoo in Junkanoo because they're the section in Junkanoo that goes nonstop.
Right.
And they have on that costume and they go nonstop. And what we found out there is that the Bella there, they ring those bells to summon the spirits of the ancestors to let them know that an event of significance is taking place. So for me to know that history and then to know the role that our Bellas play in Junkanoo, that put that on a whole other level for me, a whole other level. Because when with the Bella line in Junkanoo, the lead Bella starts and then it goes down the line in that front row of frontline Bellas. So it's like, and to me, that's like a whole other level
it is.
Of significance.
And the thing is, we ring our bells ferociously. And so when you really think about it, they actually call them the conjurers, by the way, which comes from the tree word kanche. So conjure is a word that is rooted in Africa, right? Though it had a negative connotation attached to it at the time, right? But you could imagine our ancestors, so if it's a funeral or wedding, they ring it in a different way. But we ring ours vigorously, ferociously, almost in a trance-like state.
Right.
And my theory is that was because we were actually trying to summon the spirit of John Canoe himself, this great warrior king, to come and rescue us from slavery and colonization. Now, you talk to half of the John Canoes today, they might say, "Oh, we ain't doing no over here," let's say, know how people go. But at the end of the day, this is the truth of who we are. And before the crazies come out, let me just get out in front of it. We can't judge the hunter and ourselves for using bells to summon the spirit of God or the spirit of whatever, and not also feel the same way in the Anglican Church when you're Jenny Fleck and when they're doing communion and they ring in the bell too, right? So bells are a part of global sort of worship, you understand? Global spirituality, whether you're talking about African spirituality, whether you're talking about Buddhism, whether you're talking about the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Presbyterian Church. They all use bells.
That's powerful.
But I've already begun getting this sort of kickback because, of course, they're African and they ring in bells to summon. So that means when they do it, it's evil.
The point should always be made. That's why I say culture is innate.
Right.
No matter what you do, these sorts of things you can't escape from. Your culture is innate to you.
Yeah,
certainly.
Well, do by any chance they call it collecting?
No.
that's uniquely behaving, right?
Yeah,
Collect-
yeah.
Okay,
Right.
All right. All right. So you mentioned brass. So was that they're always doing that, or that European influence, or where did that come from?
Yeah, so that's more of a European influence as well. Prior to that, though, it was more so the abang. Right, you can learn about that at Clifton as well. The abang would be the iconic symbol of the Maroons, right? It's like a cow horn that they used to make a horn.
Yeah.
Of course, we had them big buffalo and cow horn available to us. So what do you think that we use? The conch shell.
Yeah.
Just to troll some
Absolutely.
of y'all. In Haiti, in Port-au-Prince, their national symbol is a maroon, the unknown maroon. And what does he have in his hand? What is he blowing? A conch shell. You know, so we use conch shells here to blow as a part of our job. And conch shell is also an inextricable part of Haitian culture as well, right? But it sort of symbolizes the announcement of something important. You would typically see the general, or what they would call the Ndantahini, the guy that leads the troops, and he would be the one that goes out. Just to give another little snippet, John Canoe actually used his abang when he had some British visitors. I ain't gonna elaborate on the story too much, but in one of his intimidation tactics, he went on top of Manfro Hill and he blew his abang. And 10,000 warriors came out with all the most modern guns and weapons that he had actually swindled from the Prussians.
Wow.
And he was doing that to say, hey, and one of the only quotes that we have from him actually is, no white man could tenant any fort in my land. You know, so it gives you the type of energy and spirit that he was. And despite numerous erroneous claims that he was a slave trader, I even went to Berlin, Germany, went to a party where I was with Andrea Wade. Shout out to her, astute researcher, learned so much from her. But she did have a big flaw, and she assumed that John Canoe was the one who sold our ancestors into that. And all these people literally just assume because this great African king was so wealthy, he must have been this big slave trader.
Right.
And I was like, the thing about slave traders is you could actually find a ship that they were involved in. And have you all ever actually found, like, name me one ship that you could say that he put people on? Because I could do it with Rogers. I could do it with Governor Fenny. I could do it with many people. I could do it. I don't go down that road, you know, because plenty loyalists was doing that too. Let me call one that ain't cause too much trouble. The Eves, right? Joseph Eve and Abraham Eve and them were prolific slave traders.
Wow.
The same man who built St. Matthew's Church. Prolific slave traders, you understand? And so for us, it's something that we have to realize, and it's a truth that we have to face. We often hear people say, oh, we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. But that's a leaf that a lot of people who say that don't want to turn over. You understand? And it's because of our social conditioning. It's because of the education that we had once received that I'm happy to say is moving in the right direction now. Yeah, changing a bit. But for us, I think it's something, again, that we could be proud of. John Canoe is rooted in these profound struggles for freedom. And the man, John Canoe's name was attached to it because, again, he represented this sort of quintessential example of victories. And this is why you saw that it spread throughout the diaspora. And even those who were not Ahantas began to celebrate it. But it didn't take long for his name and his identity to be lost in translation within this colonial space. Because you can't be enslaved on a plantation talking about you celebrating the man that used to chop off the heads of British and Dutch governors.
Right.
Right?
That would be a problem, I'm sure.
Right.
We're talking with historian Christopher Davis and Angelique McKay. All right, so I'm curious, is it a spectator event like what John Canoe's become here, or is everybody taking part in it from what you saw?
They have to order costumes as well to be a part of the group. But then a lot of people come out and watch it as well. I'm gonna send you some videos and some of the images, and they do cultural exchange programs as well. And this particular group that my group, what I in, they travel as well to take the culture to other countries, to highlight and showcase what it is that they do there in Ahanta.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and it's the same energy because they doing their countdown, and they're like, we're so busy. And I'm like, send me a picture. That's like, oh, no, we can't send you a picture because the costume might sneak and get out.
Right.
And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, these look the same to me, you know, because they sew their costumes. So it's a pants and shirt sewn with different patterns and designs and color variations, stuff like that. I already said my measurement. But it's the same energy, the same passion, so many similarities leading up to the big day. It's unbelievable.
And it's Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas.
Wow.
It's slightly more participatory as well. I don't know if I said, you remember I was here a while back with a certain international, well, it wasn't really a controversy at the end of it, but they tried to make it a controversy dealing with that crypto guy, right? And a part of the plan was actually that it was inspired actually by the Ancos Festival. And it's something really simple that they do. So if the people like how you dance and like your costume, they just walk out with some money and give you some money, just like that. So it's like a tipping culture that's there too.
Right.
That could be disastrous in the Bahamas if not implemented in the right way.
Yeah.
But I think a digitalized version of said thing that we are currently working on. Queen Mother is also going to be advising me on that to a certain degree. And this is something we hope to see rolled out at the next Junkanoo.
Like right there on the parade or afterwards?
I won't let too much information out because it's still in the early
All kind of good
stages.
things going on with Junkanoo now.
Yeah, right. But I think that though we've been going through some rocky periods, I think in the end it'll come out better. And I think that Junkanoos will be the one, most importantly, who will benefit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you mentioned it that there is an event. There are a couple of exciting things happening. So let's see. Which is that? Yeah. Okay. We can do it like that. Tenari Archer, tell us more about that. What's going to be going on?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. It's December 6th. That's actually next week, Saturday. Clifton Heritage. We're doing our Clifton Christmas Cultural Festival. And today we like to consider of entertainment as well as education. For the adults, we have Spread the Love among our Bahamian artist community. We're going to have Nishi Ellis performing, as well as Shine Bahamas, and it's going to be performances from the higher level band. For the Junkanooers, as we've been talking about today, there is going to be a Junkanoo rush out at the end as well for the Bahamian people. And that's going to be captivated by our special Clifton Christmas tour. That's going to be led by Mr. John Canoe II. That starts at 3 p.m. prompt, people. I promise you, for that 1 hour, the amount of things you learn, it's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of the Bahamian people are very excited to come and learn. But we want to tailor this event more towards the kids. It's a day for the kids. We want the parents to bring their kids out. We got bunks and castles, face painting, jumbo games, things of that sort for the kids. And then also for the adults, we have our bar open as well. So it's going to be a day where we want people to come out to the national park. Because, we refer to Clifton as the park of the people. It's, it's filled with history, but it's different when you come out and you immerse yourself into the culture. You get to feel it in a live time. Yeah. So, it's just a day of fun. We open the gates at 12. It's just 10 for adults and 5 for kids. And we're also running a special, people. If you bring a group of 10 or more, adults is 7 and kids is 3. Okay. So that just, it's more tailored towards our groups and our churches and our constituencies. Our members of parliament likes to bring out their constituents to things of this sort. So it's going to be a real full day of entertainment as well as education. Because, at Clifton, we are mandated to educate first and then preserve historical culture. Yeah. So we love to see the Bahamian people come out and enjoy themselves on December 6th. That's the next Saturday.
You say it starts again at...
It starts at 12. Gates open at 12.
And how long are you going?
We're going until 7.
Until 7.
There are also going to be vendors out there, Bahamian vendors, food vendors, grill vendors, craft vendors as well. We're going to be selling craft and stuff like that. So it's a very exciting day we have prepared for the Bahamian people.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a great way to open up Christmas, and given the climate, I think it's important. I particularly want to see John Canoe is coming out to take the tour, because I think it's particularly important for us to remember why we started to rush in the first place, right, and I think it's extremely important. And, and anyone who want to come out, I'll be there all day. I'm always open for questions, discussions, and all of that. I'm sure you might have some comments based on the first little piece of the show. So if you want, if you want to come out and row and tell me how I say, hey, you should love and all that, you can come out and do that too. Just spend your $10 to get in.
Right. All right. So, and then really quickly, I know people ask about that. So, is it true that it was not allowed? That this was permission had to be given? What are the myths and what's true with
what
all
you
that
find is that you could make parallels with Carnival in Brazil and Trinidad as well. And that colonial powers would take away your festival, your celebration, and bring it back as a use of colonial control, right? So just to skip outside the Bahamas really quickly. So in Jamaica in 1840 and 1841, they had something that was called the John Canoe Riots, right? Before reggae and all this stuff, John Canoe was the main festival, the main celebration in Jamaica. And Jamaicans had uprisings over the cancellation of John Canoe that was meant to punish them. It was 2 years after full emancipation and all that, so it was a way of colonial control. In 1831, in Suffolk, Virginia, where they used to do John Canoe every Christmas, it was banned after the Nat Turner Rebellion. And if you know about the Nat Turner Rebellion, you know that was a serious one. North Carolina was banned fully in about 1895. When a mayor of Wilmington essentially was pushing, having all these Africans congregating. It was just mixed in with Jim Crow laws and resistance because you had Maroons living in the Great Dismal Swamp area.
And they were calling it John Canoe as well.
Yeah, well, they called it John Cooners. There's a famous African-American scholar by the name of Harriet Jacobs who speaks about John Canoe happening in Edenton in 1811. George Fenney left the Bahamas and married Charles Eden's daughter, Penelope Eden. And then that place became Edentown and then Edenton. So John Canoe in the United States actually came from the Bahamas. You see? And so we have a lot of things, and we could expound on this history.
I wish you would go into detail about the renaming of Charlestown to Nassau. That's the...
You got to come next week. You got to come next week for that one.
Wow. So there's a lot of great history. We can learn all about that. Again, December 6th. And I guess we'll allow the goddess, the John Canoe goddess, to tell us what we can expect from John Canoe this season before we wrap up.
Thank you. We all know that John Canoe is indeed the greatest show on earth, pound for pound, hands down, right? And this year we're also having Bahamas John Canoe Festival. That's a part of the John Canoe season because we've been able to accept now how important John Canoe is to the people of the Bahamas. Our cries have been, they've heard us. And now the importance is there. And with the UNESCO inscription for John Canoe as the intangible cultural heritage of the people of the Bahamas, we get to spread our wings even more to other demographics. So the Bahamas John Canoe Festival is going to be downtown the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 28th of December.
Wow.
So we're going to have 7 days of Bahamas John Canoe Festival, which includes the two parades, Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And that entire festival is intended to highlight the creative arts of John Canoe. So you get to see our master artists that are John Canoe costume builders manipulate cardboard to show you the fabulous works that come to Bay Street for the parades. You get to see it from the beginning stages, from the sketch on the paper to the magnificent works at the parade. You get to see our bellers showing you the various rhythms, and you get to see the different styles of cowbells that give you those different sounds. Our master drummers building drums, our artisans, our roving artists, our entertainers, live band, live music, specialty drinks, food, everything that is at a festival will be there, but the theme is John Canoe. So you get to see John Canoe in its truest form.
All right. So I guess closer to the date, we'll have more people come on to talk about it and tell people what they can expect. So that is very exciting. I know you've wanted something like that for a very long time.
Yes, Dwight. So I can't stop sleeping and dreaming and just grinning because this is something that I've been calling for years. So I'm happy that it's taken root and that we get to really bring it to life.
Excellent stuff. And again, we can learn more about Junkanoo if you go out to Clifton on December 6th. All right. Thank you all for being here this morning. We're going to see Christopher Davis next month. Angelique McKay, thank you so much. Denario Archer, thank you for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a break and be back to wrap things up in just a bit. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This year, don't be caught singing the Christmas blues. Start saving now with your own B.O.B. Christmas Club account. Sign up before June 30th with just $20. Earn high interest and have guaranteed spending money in time for Christmas. Don't be left in a bind this year. Let B.O.B. Christmas Club account work for you. Sign up today at your nearest B.O.B. branch. B.O.B., your bank of solutions.
Looking for the perfect venue to inspire, celebrate, and connect? Welcome to Clifton Heritage National Park, one of the most unique event destinations in the Bahamas. Planning a wedding, birthday, or concert? Our breathtaking backdrops, whether it's Johnston Beach, Turtle Pen, or the historic ruins, transform every event into something unforgettable. For creators, Clifton is a dream. From photo shoots to film productions, every corner of the park offers stunning visuals, natural, historic, and truly Bahamian. And sometimes it's simply about slowing down. Treat your team, your family, or yourself to a beach day reset. Soft sands, calm waters, shaded spots, and a beach bar ready to serve. At Clifton Heritage National Park, your event becomes more than a gathering. It becomes a memory. Celebrate with us, create with us, reset with us. Clifton Heritage National Park, your destination for unforgettable experiences. Come and see Clifton Heritage.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale now through Wednesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, except on net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, going on now through December 24th.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for two, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Step inside the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, where the rhythm of the islands of the Bahamas meets the soul of New Orleans. Every night, the lights dim, the music swells, and the air fills with that unmistakable energy, the kind that makes you close your eyes and just feel. Savor signature cocktails, curated small plates, and live performances from world-class musicians, all in an intimate, artfully designed space where every seat has a story. Whether it's a romantic night out or a spontaneous evening with friends, this is where you want to be. The John Baptiste Jazz Club, only at Baha Mar. Reserve your table now at bahamar.com/jazz club or through the Baha Mar app, because every evening plays its own tune.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual-cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
At Clifton Heritage National Park, adventure and history come alive. Whether you're a visitor or a Bahamian local, Clifton is where culture, nature, and fun meet. Step back in time with our cultural heritage tour. Walk through the ruins of the Great House, explore the Slave Village, and hear powerful stories of the Lucayans, Loyalists, and Africans who shaped our Bahamas. And for the adventures, don't miss our snorkeling tour. Swim among colorful fish, explore shipwrecks, and experience the breathtaking Ocean Atlas, the largest underwater sculpture in the Western Hemisphere. No matter which adventure you choose, Clifton Heritage National Park is more than a visit. It's an experience. Come and see Clifton Heritage.
At RBC, your idea of getting more happens here with a no-fee loan. With fee waivers, competitive rates, and flexible terms, get everything you want for the holidays. Apply today at rbc.com/holiday loan.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
In your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, investments in aviation upgrades to north of $750 million, inclusive of all Family Island airports and the Lyndon Pinley International Airport. That's where the Deputy Director General of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer. Speaking about investments, you can read all about what he's saying in today's Guardian Business section. In your Market Watch, your market movers: Consolidated Water down 1 cent, closing at $6.89. Emira Incorporated up 4 cents, closing at $11.86. The Basic All Share Index closing at 3,050.16, down 0.03. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
And that is going to do it for us today. Ricardo Wells, thank you so much for being here this morning. I'll see you in a few weeks. I'll be back Monday, first day of December, with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day, great weekend. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.